Hello, welcome. This is working. Hello, welcome back to Roll For It. Your favorite YouTube mysteries get together with some lovely tabletop RPGs. Of course, today we are back with Vampire the Masquerade, Silence of Shadows. It has been a while, but we are indeed back and continuing where we left off. However long ago that was. Right, we'll go through some announcements, how to support us, and we'll dig back in because we've got a lot of catching up to do. Right, announcements for today. Many announcements. Today's support is Caldi. Caldi, thank you very much for supporting today's episode. Making it possible to pay the cast and stuff. Thank you. Very much appreciated. We have a Dungeon World one-shot character sheet out from last week where we did a one-shot on Sunday. You can go check those over on Patreon. Also, it is September, so you can get new subs for cheaps, and also you can get like a multi-sub deals if you're buying multiple subs at once. Cheaper. And also, we have a one-shot coming up, which is going to be sponsored by Nerdburger Craig, which is the new Good Strong Hands Kickstarter he's doing, which is Death Becomes You, which I will bring up the image of now. There we go. So that'll be taking place over on the 27th September, at 2:30 p.m. BST, 6:30 a.m. PDT. It's a bit of a weird time, so just, I don't know, like mark it in your calendars or something. But bear that in mind, and that will feature Josh, Maggie, Craig will be GMing, Tracy's going to be in it, and of course Trooper, which, that's a fantastic cast. I'm so jelly. But that'll be happening a slightly different time slot. That'll be an additional show we're doing that time, and that's sponsored by Craig for his Kickstarter. So if you want to go check that out, it's all about like a dark, whimsical fantasy setting, which is totally awesome. So feel free to check that out if you want. And make sure you note down the time because it's a slightly different time for that one. Right. That said, that's all the announcements. So you can support us by going to patreon.com/roll for it, where there's different tiers, different rewards, all that kind of stuff. Also, there's obviously subscriptions on Twitch if you want to do them. Bits and tips as well are a thing. And you can also be a YouTube member if you want on YouTube. But all of those, except for the bits and tips, get you access to our Discord. And of course, if you want to support, you can support in addition, or if you don't have the money or whatever, or you don't want to support like monetarily for whatever reason, you can support by just spreading the word about the show, tweeting, retweeting, liking, commenting, because it really does help the algorithm. So we are at the mercy of the algorithms, so please help where you can. That'd be much appreciated. I see Bub's already fighting the sunlight there. Classic vampire problems.
Yeah, it's terrible. Real bad.
There we go. So I think we're just gonna dive right in, trying to keep the intro relatively short and sweet today, because we've got a whole load of catching up to do. So
what are we talking about?
Yeah. Please bear in mind a few things. Firstly, hello, this is Vampire the Masquerade. Vampire the Masquerade is by default and by default canon a pretty gnarly setting where people do terrible things because of vampires and they're soulless and all this kind of stuff. So bear in mind two things. Firstly, we are not our characters. Our characters do terrible things. Us as players probably do less terrible things. So just bear that in mind. Feel free to hate characters, but don't take it out on the players. And secondly, if at any point we touch on something that is triggering for you throughout the show, this is something that might come up because it's Vampire the Masquerade, and vampires are problematic by default, and that is what they're meant to be in canon, because they're terrible things and just abominations, etc., blah, blah, blah. And because of that, if we touch on something that's triggering for you, feel free to, you know, mute the stream for a little bit, go make a cup of tea, or if you need to, skip an episode. You do not need to watch if it's going to cause you harm. Bear that in mind. You don't need to, like, rake yourself over hot coals or whatever just for the sake of a little bit of entertainment. Anyway, with that said and done, to the person who's going to actually rake us over the hot coals today, Masses.
I don't really, I'm trying to think. I don't really think I'm going to destroy you all.
So spa day?
Yeah, I mean, spa day is necessary. I feel like you all need one.
Bring on the coals, Daddy. This is my kink. Let's go.
Yeah. We've had a few weeks off. We can do this.
We've had a few weeks off, and in that, we're going to fast forward time from the last night we were with this coterie to about a week. We're just going to push forward a week and put some distance between the last gathering of the coterie and now. Time to breathe, time to explore. Dakota spending some time south of the Camarillas territory, exploring the what is to be understood rather as the Baron's territory, or at least Anarch territory. People dealing with the Ventru, Mr. Jackson, Tracy is with as Ava going into downtown Chicago and playing up the Toreador aspect and everything that she's been doing behind the scenes as her power grows, shall we say. And Crowley watching as the one that he so desperately tried to keep anchored to some sort of humanity slipping between his fingertips as like water, desperately trying to keep whole during a drought. But where we actually going to pick up is about 3 hours to a particular night, a week later, with Ollie making his way back to his bar. Every so often, Mr. Jackson likes to meet up with you, run the numbers, make sure everything's by the books, especially since the venture were funding you in the gentrification of the area that they are allowing you to grow and take as your own. And it's nothing huge. There's no jobs that he gives you. It's more of a meeting of the minds, and it's usually no more than 5 or 10 minutes long before he sends you on your way. You're driven out probably 30 minutes, and then for a 5 or 10 minute meeting, and then driven 30 minutes back to your bar, dropped off a few blocks out. If you accept the ride, of course. But it's on your return to the bar. You swing open the back door. Can I get a wits awareness roll from you, please? You're expecting the rest of the coterie later tonight.
No problem. Oh, gotta love that spicy roll right out of the gate. There's one success.
Lucky for you, a success is all you need in the kitchen area of a dead, quiet, closed bar where no people have been coming in and spending time and no music has been playing. One completely devoid of Grant while he continues to heal, and one without Haley, as her services are not really all that necessary when the bar is closed. All you simply hear as you step in and the door shuts behind you is what sounds like a loud thud on some sort of metal and a slight and that's about it. Like a whang and then just a scatter, and then that's it. Coming from what seems to be the kitchen area.
I will move carefully in that direction.
Would you like to stay quiet and stealth, or do you just kind of move on up?
I'll stay quiet. It costs nothing for me to do that, so
yep, you just
it is
completely silent. You make your way through the hallway into the back little kitchen area where the fryer is and the grill is and the little refrigerator is. And as you turn the corner to look, the refrigerator door is open just a tiny bit. A light is pouring through, and a single foot hangs out limp into the side. A sneaker tied to it.
Not a sneaker I recognize, I'm guessing.
Not a sneaker you recognize, of course.
Okay. I'm going to trigger potence.
Okay.
Boop.
Hey, your hunger grows. Everybody, rouse check everybody for the night's hunger as well. Ollie, yeah, perfect.
Hungry, so I'm at 3.
Okay, you're at 3. Everybody else, Ava, you go up 1. Crowley and Dakota are fine. Okay, so you activate potence. We watch as Ollie steps into the light. What little light is getting cast from this from the refrigerator, the freezer unit, onto him, and you see him clench his fists and his veins bulge ever so slightly. The creaking of leather.
And I continue to walk slowly, quietly.
The refrigerator.
Yes.
We see Ollie step around the corner, place his hand on the door, and slowly pull back to reveal what scene awaits him. That shoe leads to a leg that, of course, leads to a body with a small, not even a small, it's completely clean underneath. It's a young woman, maybe in her 30s, her eyes closed. Her head is tilted to the side, and she is either unconscious or dead before you, as hunched over her on his knees in a small, or what the clothing rather you found him in when he was a much more dehydrated individual, hunches over him, lifts his head up, and his wide eyes look to you. You're not sure if he was frenzying now or if the frenzying is past, but he certainly looks a little nervous and wild.
This is the figure that we found from the church.
Correct.
Does he look desiccated? Does he look, does he have any, is it a Nosbane, perhaps?
No, he does not look Nosferatu, actually. He looks well put together. He's got a clean shaven face with a small mustache just under his nose. He's got really dark brown hair that if the light wasn't beaming on it, you might mistake for black. And the clothes that he wears are still the same that you found him in, holes in it, tattered. And now that you realize there's a body there and you look behind your shoulder, you see that the front door to your bar is slightly ajar as well. You can actually hear slight noise as traffic and foot traffic kind of moves outside.
This your work?
He continues to stare at you with this blank, panicked expression. You may wits insight me.
Okay. Hopefully that's a little better. 3 successes.
He's not frenzying. You've seen frenzying before, and the fact they're even able to speak to him, make eye contact with him, he's not frenzying. But the look in his eyes is one very familiar. He was at the very least frenzying moments ago.
Hey, Snap 2. Did you do this?
A little kind of blink and a look down and then back up to you. Yeah. Oh, where the fuck am I? Who the fuck are you?
You're in Chicago. And my name is Ollie. You're in my bar.
Oh God, what the fuck? And I need to make a roll.
Oof.
Oh, I was oh God, the wolf, he was a fucking right on me last thing I remember. Picked me up and I was going to swing and now I'm here. Did you save me? Did it die? Did you get it?
Kid,
who sent you?
What year do you think it is?
1923, I'm hoping.
Yeah, you're a little far off. You've been sleeping for a while.
All right, lay it on me. What year are we looking at here? How long?
We're in the 2000s.
What?
Look at the gear, kid. Look at it. Look at what we're wearing.
Now, maybe for the first time, you see as he looks down at his victim and his eyes, he blinks a few more times and looks up and down, even pulls some of the clothes up, and the cell phone that had clattered onto the ground, he picks up and holds, and he dangles between his fingers and doesn't really understand what he's holding and places it down and looks up to you.
That's a phone. You know what a phone was? You had phones back in whenever the hell that was?
Yeah.
Well, this is no longer attached to a wall or a booth. We can move with them. They don't have wires anymore.
Who's in charge?
At this place? Me.
Now he's maybe even registering. He's like, oh no, you kind of said how long it's been. I meant like who's in charge city.
You mean the prince?
Yeah.
Not the prince you knew. Who's the prince you knew?
That's the thing. Chicago was a bit volatile.
Let me guess. Do you remember someone by the name of Snitch?
Yeah, Snitch. Yeah, I know that name. He's still around.
Yeah, Snitch is still around. He's
ain't that fascinating?
been real good at
wits insight. You may wits insight me.
I can tell that there's something up, but I don't know exactly how
Certainly.
he's handling that. 4 successes.
Oh, that was a suspicious response. That did not come off as friendly.
So you got a problem with him?
I mean, you trust somebody with a nickname called Snitch?
I'm someone with a lot of information, and sometimes you don't exactly acquire your own nickname. People give it to you.
It's usually reasons, right?
Sometimes, but people used to call me the Butcher. And I'll tell you, that's not one I took because I wanted it.
I don't think Snitch wanted his name.
Well, what do I call you, aside from Messy?
He actually chuckles when you call him that, and he stands up and he just kind of wipes his lip with a little trickle of blood, and he smiles, and you can see the fangs very clearly as he's just got this incredibly bright smile. And he reaches out his hand to grasp yours.
Let's start with the name first.
With the hand still hanging out. Arnold. Arnie.
Arnold. I'll extend my hand. Ollie.
Good to meet you, bud.
You were brought back up here by someone from my coterie.
What do you mean?
You
What do you mean back? Where was I?
You were in old Chicago. You were in front of a church. You remember a church?
I mean,
You said you had the wolf.
he thinks for a minute. His eyes kind of trail off before he gives a nod. Yeah, that's where shit was going down.
You know, the world's changed, and that part of Chicago is buried. It's underneath us now. There was a fire. I don't know if you remember that, if that happened in your time. But there was
I think thanks.
some shit went down, and some generations later, people decided that they were going to bury that. It became history. Now all of that part of Chicago is under the city.
Poor mugs, dude. He's just to the body on the ground.
Is she dead?
So I'm imagining then things are the same, rules and all that.
Yeah. Yeah, the rules are even more strict than the normal.
He kneels down and he places his hand on her neck. Just shakes his head. I'm sorry. I'll clean it up. And he stands up and just kind of takes her by the arms and lifts, and with a hoist, he just over the shoulder.
Where you gonna take her?
A few spots. I'm imagining the coast, good body dumping ground out that way.
You know what a camera is?
I mean, he thinks for a minute. Hey, I mean, yeah, those things that could yeah.
Okay, well, now imagine a world where cameras are the same size as that one that you picked up off the ground, that phone, and they're at every street corner, aimed at every road. They're in every alley, and they can record everything that you do.
What?
Also, hunters happen to have access to that footage as well.
What?
100 years is a long
He kind of
time.
plops. He like nonchalantly the body. He just lets it go, and it falls, and it just lands with a thud onto the tin ground.
Hey, you respect the dead, all right?
What do you mean? Are you speaking some fantasy like scientific nonsense? What do you mean? There's like those big box things, the things that could get you an image and
Yeah,
for
now
special occasions, and
they can now be as small as a pinky finger, and they can capture everything infinitely brighter, better, and more high definition.
doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Well, I mean, you understand progression, right? We've made some technological leaps. I'm not expecting you to grasp it right away, but this is something that you're going to have to come to understand. And don't worry about the body right now, and we'll let the person who decided to help bring you back up. By the way, I carried your ass on my back all the way up from the depths.
Thanks.
Well, it wasn't my blood. Someone else gave you the blood to bring you back.
I mean, all right. I don't know what to tell you. Thanks a lot. I can't leave this little prison, it seems like. So,
No, you can't. In fact, there's a good chance we will have to introduce you through Elysium. Do you know what Elysium is?
he gives you like a yeah.
Yeah, well, right now there's a lockdown on the city. No one comes in, no one goes out. And we brought you from under the city.
It's as you kind of let that last sentence kind of spill out, you hear the back door swing open. And one of you three will be arriving at this point. Everybody, one of you three, roll me a d10. Highest one arrives first. All right, Crowley and Dakota, you bump into each other. As you're rounding the corner, you see each other arriving.
It's like I pop a wheelie on my skateboard.
Oh, that's right. You have a skateboard. I forgot. You bully. You robbed a skateboard from some poor kid.
That's all right.
So yeah, Crowley,
His mom will buy him a new one.
You're making your way very quietly, as you always do, silently, making sure you're not being followed. And as you're rounding the corner to the bar, you hear the wheels of a skateboard on asphalt grinding across, and then you hear a pop. You pop a wheelie as around the corner there, Dakota, she lands and catches the skateboard. And as you turn to see the door, there's Crowley. You didn't hear him at all.
Oh,
I learned that move from Crowley.
I think you got it.
I'm trying. Hey,
Doing pretty
Ava.
well.
No, Ava.
I ain't seen it for a week.
Did I learn anything trailing the Baron's area?
So yeah, if you if you want to, yeah, we'll load that information on you.
Okay, perfect, great,
Yeah, that's
perfect.
fine. You spend the past many nights spending just many hours trailing through Anarch territory. Like I said, you spend a majority of it of what you assumed is what would be the Baron's territory, but overall, Anarch territory is of import to you. Over the past 4-ish, 5-ish nights, majority of the week, anytime you expect to see an Anarch, where an Anarch bar lies and it would be open every night, random nights it would be closed. Going to look for the Baron through his territory, there are 2 nights individually where you're not entirely sure if it was his men or not, but there were small shootouts happening near Brighton Park and south of it. You'd go and there would be no bodies, and it seemed like there was any dead, or the second shooting, you got there and cops were already there by the time you were able to make your way there in time.
Interesting.
Chaos seems to be erupting in Anarch territory. There does not seem to be any rhyme or reason happening down there, and violence is very clearly becoming a regular occurrence when once it was not.
And no sight of the Baron or his crew.
He has not specifically popped up, though there are always men in his quote unquote territory. Though remember, the last information you got, he kind of churned through people. It always seemed like.
Yeah, he was always moving through his goons. Okay. Okay. And I said, well, don't stand on ceremony. As I kind of opened the door for Crowley.
Right, thank you very much.
Did Crowley spend much time with Needles over this week, do you think?
Oh, yeah, I did pop around a couple of times.
One time, as you were approaching Needles, maybe to help him go fix up the church, and there's some good progress being made. It's clear that he's been spending a lot of his personal off time really working on this church. It seems like you kind of pushed a motivation snowball in his being, and he's really kind of taken up to it, and the church is really looking rather nice. But in one night when you're approaching, usually you go in quietly, or he's not around and you like to pretend that you can't see him, even though your unseen senses pick him up very clearly. Before you even get within a distance of this church, you actually hear conversation. And when Crowley makes his way over and takes a look, you actually see Needles is speaking with the Baron and one other of his goons. There's a very quick exchange, and you actually see Needles reach into a small plastic bag that has been double bagged, their shopping bag from your grocery store. And he reaches in, and you just see him pull a wad of cash, and he just kind of hands the cash to the Baron. The Baron, you see him flip through it, hand it to his goon, and then you see him grab Needles, and there's a very tense exchange before he throws him to the ground, and the Baron leaves. When you, I assume Crowley would approach Needles after all is said and done, and there's a safe distance, and you learn that Needles is now paying him protection money, 3 times the amount that he was supposed to be paying him in the first place.
Would I then be able to tail the Baron really quick?
You'd be able to what? Tail him? You could tail him, and he would basically, you would follow him to a line of 3 cars that is like half a block away that he pops into, and there's men around. They all get in and they all kind of drive away.
Could I get the number plate? Because I know Dakota has a cop.
You know, you can get his number plate. Yes, you absolutely grab the one that he went into.
Which case, as we're going in, I go, might have a number plate of the Baron's car if you're interested.
I go, interesting. I was gonna go see my friend anyways. Could try to run it.
He's shaking down Needles to 3 times what it was before.
The territory's been in some unrest.
Yeah, well, having part of the council knocked off will do that to you.
We should wait for everybody. Maybe Ava will show tonight and we can...
Maybe she'll have signed you to wed.
Maybe.
As you wrap that senses up and open the back door, you actually hear the last bits of the conversation that Ollie is having with a strange, muffled voice that you don't fully comprehend or hear. As you make your way in, I don't know if you make it quietly since you can hear Ollie's voice. He's clearly alive. But as you eventually round the corner, you actually see the refrigerator door open. There, standing in the middle of it, is familiar-looking clothing, but the same description that I gave Ollie, and then Ollie standing on the outside of the door with a body behind him. On the side, kind of crumpled up, its left arm hanging out awkwardly with both its legs awkwardly spread.
Did we miss the party?
As you two round the corner, he looks past you, Ollie, clearly no longer caring about the conversation, and he takes kind of a step back and kind of preps like boxer dukes.
Oh, he's cute.
Red.
Ollie, friend.
Red. Crowley. This is, did you say your name? Arnie? Arnold?
He looks to you, realizing that there's a bit of a camaraderie between them, and with the very, very slowly lowers his fist and gives you a nod. Yeah, it's Arnie. Who are you?
Arnie was the body that we brought back up from,
The corpse.
Chicago.
You're looking better.
They drug your body a fucking long way, dude.
Yeah, that's news to me.
I'm gonna guess there's a lot today that's been news to you.
So far, yeah. And the first problem on the plate is now there's a body for disposal. So, Crowley, I'm curious if you are in need of food.
Oh, right. Sure, I can take that off your hands.
Wow. Why? What does he not want to?
We can work
What
on
are
the
you?
disposal
You
after.
want? Are you something else?
He's a cleaner, Arnie.
Food, though. You mean food? You're gonna eat this thing? And he just tries.
I
to
mean,
the
you
body.
drink blood, so it's not as
Look
if
at
it's too
what you
different.
did. You drink blood, right?
Yeah,
We do
well,
too.
I mean, that's part of the curse of what we are.
Well, everybody has different curses, and his particular curse doesn't require him to drink blood as per normal. He's got to ingest certain parts because, well, that's just how life doled out his cards.
Protein shakes.
You know, I'm just not gonna. Yeah, I've just.
Arnie,
It's a
you have
lot.
a last
I'm-
name, by the way?
He just. What was that?
Do you have a last name? I'd like to know who I'm getting wrapped up with here.
Are you gonna fuck me? Or what am I? He looks back,
hope-
realizes he's completely surrounded by walls. Yeah. Samuelson.
Okay. Can I? Does he look around like that too? Like, does he just kind of like look around the room?
Yeah, he just looks around, like realizing he's got nothing to bargain with, kind of thing.
Can I wits insight that?
Yep.
Four.
It definitely looked like he was realizing he's trapped.
Arnie, we didn't have to bring you back at all. Okay, you could have just stayed down there forever, thinking
Yeah,
that it's continuously the 20s.
I don't even know if you bring me back was the right move now that I'm, coming to grips.
We don't
with
either,
my
but that's part of life. There's choices that we made. So Arnold Samuelson, if that is in fact your real name, you didn't just pull that out of the air. So is that your real name?
He gives you a nod. I
Okay.
ain't gonna bullshit you. I'm a gentleman out of my element.
All right. Well, Arnie, welcome to the 2000s. Ollie, as I said, Crowley, back there, we're gonna help clean up your mess. And that's Dakota.
And as you say that's Dakota, the back door opens again, and you hear the definitive clacking of heels,
And that'll be
slowly
Ava.
striding its way. And Ava, you simply hear as you round the corner, and that'll be Ava.
Crowley
Hello,
goes to get the
dears.
body.
Oh,
I'll
there's an
around the
immediate
corner.
like as she
Oh.
rounds the corner,
It was
it's
you.
an immediate like
Arnie, where
Oh.
did you get this body, by the way? Did you pick her up outside?
He actually thinks back for a minute, and yeah, no, it wasn't me. It was my outside.
I'm guessing that vigor got the best of you, and you frenzied.
Yeah, I lost control. Ain't proud of it.
Okay. So, did anyone see you? Do you remember?
I mean, I think a few people saw me leave, but I guess I look a little suspicious.
All right, well, we might have to do some damage control since he pulled him back in here. The front door was open.
Yeah.
You have any
I ain't go
disciplines?
far.
What clan are you from?
He looks over to the four of you. I tell you mine, you tell me yours.
Yeah, sure. I'll start. I'm Nas. Nosferatu.
Yeah. He just kind of like gives like that seems like a no shit kind of look to you. And true.
Oh, Ventru. Ava Heloise, Toreador.
And before you even say the next part, and he's like, Toreador.
Very nice to meet you. Pleased to
Yeah,
meet
you
your
too.
acquaintance.
You too, kid. Looks over to Dakota.
To say something or just makes eye contact?
He makes eye contact, like expecting you to say something, to say your plan.
Gangrel.
And then over to Crowley.
My clan's a bit new.
What do you mean?
Oh, do you remember the Giovanni?
Yeah, I remember the Giovanni.
Not a thing anymore.
Is that what you are?
No. I'm something new.
He clearly doesn't seem to really understand, but also bites his lip and doesn't even ask any more questions. Whatever. Thanks. Good to meet your acquaintance. All he is. So am I just fucked? And he just kind of puts his hands in the air.
Depends upon your plays going forward. We might
What
have
plays
to do,
do I
some
got?
cleanup.
There's little eyeballs clung to the side of buildings, apparently, watching my every move. Why the fuck would I want to leave?
Why does anyone do anything? Because you want to live? Because you want to experience shit?
You're telling me I'm in a city where all the ones that I used to know, all my friends, likely dead or gone, but Snitch is still fucking around.
About
Yeah,
that. Why were you dead? Well, almost dead.
We're trying to take out a Wolfie.
Who's we?
Me and my boys
Was Snitch one of your
Work
boys?
Did you have a
was
coterie?
there. What would you say? I'm sorry, Trace, I didn't hear you.
Did you have a coterie of your own?
I wouldn't call us a coterie. A loose gathering of occasionally likely aligned individuals.
A gang?
Gang's closer. You just laugh.
Gangs are usually run by someone. Who did you answer to?
The person I answered to died in that fight, so it don't fucking matter. I watched him
It
die.
does matter.
Because you thought you died too, and they may not.
Do you know
be dead.
Frankie the Hammer? Frankie the Hammer
No.
sound at all familiar to you?
I don't know Frankie the Hammer, sorry to say.
Because I watched Frankie the Hammer's head get ripped off. I charged at that fucking Wolfie to take him down for what he'd done, and the last thing I remember was being lifted into the air, and then
What did the
everything went.
Wolfie do?
Picked him up and took his head.
No.
Removed
Why were
it.
you there? Why were you there to kill it?
He was
Arnie?
there to kill us.
Ah.
The fuck?
Who was Prince?
Again, rulership was a little bit waffly back then. But the one that claimed rulership would be Loden. You around?
Not that I know of.
Have not heard that name.
He just shrugs.
Frankie
So-
the
That's what a
Hammer.
sentry will
also,
do, I guess.
Also a Ventru.
Yeah, I think so. I didn't know him all that fucking well. He liked to keep his shit close to the chest.
And you said you know our friend Snitch.
He's your friend. Now he's come a long way then if he's got friends.
I said friend, probably with a knowing eyebrow.
Yeah, you know Snitch. Good for you. Was he still scurrying around in the sewers trying to get any deal he can, feeding off the rats that come by his toes in the middle of the night?
Snitch is the primogen for the Nosferatu.
What? Oh, you fucking 100 years, but I ain't a fucking idiot, okay? No,
Well,
no,
that's still to be debated, sir.
no.
Well, more than
Snitch ain't a
anything,
snitch. Ain't a.
he represents all of the Nosferatu, and if anyone here can speak to the truth of that, it would be the Magnus Canis. And I point back to Dakota.
Hey, what? Magnus fucking what?
The big dog.
Hound.
Oh, you're a hound. What did they change the name? Like, oh, is their new Prince Latin or something?
Kind of like the dog
like
that gets
him.
to eat first.
Gotcha. Well, sorry then. I didn't mean to disrespect the Primogen Council
No
and presence.
disrespect.
Oh, God. Okay, thank you.
No disrespect, man. I just it's interesting. Of all the information you've tossed out, the only piece that we all have in common is knowing Snitch. And I want to know why you didn't like him.
Yeah, what was your relationship with
Are you all that dumb?
Okay,
Listen to his name.
I'm going to encourage you to stop tossing out insults.
You're insinuating that he snitched. Who did he
Yeah.
snitch to, and for what reason?
Put himself in a very prime position. And from my understanding, Snitch is the one that led that fucking Wolfie to our doorstep.
I immediately shoot eyes to Ollie. Like, he led the Wolfie there?
That kind of adds up, actually. Because
Wait, you had a gang in a church?
I mean, it wasn't just like a gang of mortals, it was a gang of us.
And Snitch sold you out to a lupine?
And that's how it seemed, at least.
No, you don't get anything for just randomly telling a lupine that there's a bunch of kindred around. So, Ani, why don't you help me
shrugs his
understand?
shoulders.
What would Snitch have to gain from turning your sad ass into a lupine's dinner?
He wasn't after me.
He was after the hammer?
That's my best guess.
Who
Him
was
and
that?
Frankie did not see eye to eye a lot. Frankie was much more of a straight shooter. Snitch didn't like to do things that way.
Arnie, who's your sire?
It's a common tale. Unfortunately, I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
Bit of a forgotten orphan.
This is a tricky sitch. This is a real tricky fucking situation.
Why would the now keeper of the place we don't talk about need to make a play like that? Sell out his own kind.
I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. So
I'm thinking out loud here, friend. Arnie, you know, as an idiot, clearly we need to work on that a little bit. So, talk it out loud. What? Why? Snitch made
Ladies.
some giant ordeal about why he needed to keep them down there.
Handle Arnie.
can I ask you a question?
Crowley, would
Oh.
you want to go outside and see if we can do a little bit of recon to see if he did any damage? If he frenzied outside, we're gonna have to clean that up.
Yeah, I don't mind getting a bit of that. There's definite like side-eyed made at Ava.
Okay, then I'll start walking with Crowley, and I'll leave them to him.
If you want to make a wits investigation check outside, you're welcome to make that roll.
Sure, that's a terrible roll for me, but sure.
Crowley as well.
Hey, that's pretty good.
That is really good.
3 successes. 3 whole successes.
Two matches of 3 successes. On glance, it does seem like at the very least it must have been quick because there's no apparent like path of gore.
Okay. That's cool. Oh, well,
Was there anything like dropped phones or dropped purse or?
No, because you saw the phone come out of her pocket as he
That's
went through
right.
her body.
I'll
Okay.
take the body wrapped up in something to the van, dump it in the back of the van.
Yep, easily done for you. Yep. So you'll come back with some tarp probably and just.
You can't. Half of a building has pretty much been poured over the top of your van. We blocked it in so no one
that's
could
right.
find it.
It's across the street in the garage and whatnot.
It's
So you have to
literally
ask
like-
them where it is.
I
There are
assume that
pipes and
during the
tarps
week
and-
I would have got my van back though.
Yeah, I don't think
Likely,
I would.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
been
I
a
was
week.
gonna say,
So, yeah,
we
the
parked
week
it there for
passed, so-
safekeeping.
Yeah, the week did pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then you'll have your van. Yeah. So you just can put the body in for later.
Arnie, you died with a gun in your hand. Well, almost died with a gun in your hand. I'm gonna assume you're good with it.
There was no gun. He was in the bush. There was no gun near him.
Oh, I thought he had a gun in his
A
hand.
few
Okay,
people had
fine.
guns near him, but he was one of the ones that was hurled across the room.
All right, Arnie.
Yeah, but
We
And I kind of gesture to the coterie at large.
might need some help.
I don't know what I could do to help you.
Well, that's kind of the question. What can you do, Arnie?
I imagine everybody I know is long gone. So the leverage I once had is no longer part of the equation.
I mean,
I can do what most Vendrew can do. I can look someone in the eyes and
pretty dodgy stuff about Snitch, right?
you call it dodgy, I just call fucking baseline knowledge. Shit people knew back then.
Well, not everybody knows it now.
Didn't you just say that everyone knew back then is dead?
What do you want to know about Snitch? He was a low-life Nos who crawled around in the streets and the sewers every fucking day. Who was on borderline starving, fed
Yeah,
on shit,
And
everything
now
they
it's
crawled
a
by.
Primogen.
Yeah, that makes no goddamn sense. He got by selling what scraps information he could. Usually got him a night of a safe place or a couple nights of food or something. However, we caught wind that he was leading a wolfie to our doorstep, but we caught wind a little too late. Within an hour, he was already there. Him and Frankie didn't see eye to eye. Who, do you know what happened to Loden? When was he replaced? Do you know? Was he replaced by York? The one that rules now? Do you even know?
I don't think we even
You're
really
telling
know.
me that there was someone before Bella. Who was before Bella?
I don't think we know. Well,
Loden?
we do know. We know of one prince.
We do. It was Max.
Max.
Prince Maxwell.
Prince Maxwell. Yeah. We don't know how long he's been
Maxwell.
on the seat of the prince.
It was supposed to have been
That sounds
since
familiar.
Loden.
The
Okay.
name sounds familiar. Oh yeah, no, Maxwell. Maxwell. He's well, if it's the same Maxwell, is he a one of you, one of me, Blue Blood. He's a Ventrue, right? He's one of me.
Was.
He was, yes.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, it's the one. Well, I mean, he was kind of a piece of shit too for what he was. Him and well, most of the time, whenever Snitch got some food, it usually came from a deal he got from Max.
Snitch was close with
I wouldn't-
Maxwell.
I wouldn't call him close, but
They
he
had a
was
working
he was the
business
only one that
relationship.
pitied, the only one that really pitied Snitch.
Interesting.
Well, there you go. As I got Primogen, Max had some sort of leverage on him.
That's just a lot. I feel like I'm missing a lot. And
I
you
mean,
know,
you're missing about 100 years, mate.
I was gonna say.
The only thing you need to know now is that there's a Toreador at the table leading the city.
Wait,
Prince
what?
Bella.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll go
This is
suck
a
up to
lockdown.
her and maybe.
We're gonna have to do this through a bit of a chain here. It is gonna start with her, so you're gonna want to be on her good side.
And which her do you point to? Because both of them.
Dakota.
Okay.
She's recognized as some form of authority in the city, and well, she's a direct line to a harpy or someone that can get us in. At this point, it's because of Snitch that you're alive. We may have did the physical legwork, but he could have demanded that we left your body down there.
He did give you some nasty looks, though.
Yeah, he did. And he said you were a nobody. He actually said that you might have been a Nas.
Okay.
Honestly, I think that he thought that we were just going to drop your ass. But we're known for grabbing onto things and not really letting go, even against our own best interest.
I'll keep that in mind. Again, thanks from the bottom of my heart.
Look, guys, if we need to take him to go see Bella, why don't we just deal with the Baron? Then when we take the Baron, we can take him at the same time.
Always on the same page, Crowley. My thought exactly.
Probably be the best.
Honestly, whatever you're talking about, I'd rather just sit here. So.
Well, that's great, but you sat for almost 100 years, my friend.
To be fair, the last thing he experienced was getting his head knocked about by a werewolf, so...
Just give me tonight.
You used to getting your hands dirty, right? You prepared to fight a werewolf. Yeah, well...
What the fuck is wrong with you guys? Is it the city? Why would you want to go against one of them?
We're not. Well, our problem is we're going after a kindred who has been making open claim. Now, your little gang, what would you do if someone were to knock on the door and shoot one of your boys in the chest?
Find out who it was and kill him at the source.
Well, we're doing something like that, but instead of killing him at the source, we're taking him before the prince so it can be dealt with the official way.
Like I said, we need some help.
And if you come to the prince helping us do a thing to get rid of some piece of shit, do you like
It's gonna look real good, and she'll probably not have your ass killed immediately.
Come on, and it'll be fun.
I don't know how I can help you, so lay it on me.
You're not known around here. So you can walk around in Anarch territory, and no one's gonna give you shit.
Uh-huh. Okay. Who are the Anarchs?
Well,
right, that's a recent turn of events.
Um...
I kind of looked at Dakota confusedly. Would you call them like defectors?
They have chosen and been allowed to follow Camarilla law without aligning with the Camarilla directly. They
What? That does
have
not
their
sound like the
own
Camarilla at
council.
all.
Well, 100 years, friend. A lot goes down in that amount of time, and basically they maintain their own council, which has become a little unstable over the last few weeks.
You know, there were rumors of these fuckers. They weren't in Chicago though. Yeah, little nobody new kids rising up and being like, we want freedom bullshit.
Well, some things don't change.
Back in your day, the Bruja and the Gangrel were part of the Camarilla still, right?
Yeah, and they're not now.
No.
Not really.
Why?
No.
And he points to her. Why is she the fancy dog then?
People get to choose.
Because
And she's
I'm
good.
one of 2 left in the city. 3 maybe.
Okay.
All you need to know is power has been split. The Camarilla still rules the city. The Anarchs reside in some given territory for their little shenanigans. The problem is they're unstable, and one of their own has caused us personal problem time and time again.
All right. You want me to do what? I can go down there and scout for you? Tell me where you need me.
Already did that.
I kind of look at everybody and I look at Crowley knowing he's also been there.
There is open firefights in the streets. The police have been on top of anything that's been left out in the open. The Anarchs are internally fighting.
Wow. How
Things
low
haven't
they
changed.
come.
Things have not changed in the 100 years. There's still shootouts. There's still bombings and burnings and hangings and shit like that. That's still a big thing.
Even when they can see everything?
even when they can see everything, but it's all been put on a scapegoat. It's all someone else's problem, someone else's
Ow.
fault.
Same game, different name. Gotcha.
Correct. I say if we're gonna strike, we should strike pretty soon. I'm with Crowley on that one. And
yes.
I wonder, like, he's got a problem. Like, I'm sorry for, like, kind of going back here, but, like, he's got a problem with Snitch. Who else was around then? Did you know a Ballard or Mr. Jackson?
Ballad, no, it doesn't ring a bell, but Mr. Jackson.
Oh, I bet there's one for sure. Do you know a Cretius?
Oh, Cretius is still kicking? Fuck. Yeah, no, Cretius. Dude loves a good dick in each hand, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, you made it pretty clear, so I think we get what you're saying.
Oh, right, sorry. Subtlety. Not,
It's okay, mine neither.
he gets up to some fun shit. Yeah, I hear if you become real close with him, you can get invited to some of his gatherings.
Well,
Hard pass.
Jackson, I think, hung out with Cretius, actually.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Jackson's familiar. It's a familiar name. He was, Jackson was one of us. Another Ventru. Well, good to know that some Ventru are still kicking around.
What about Camille Delanois or Suichi Saito?
Oh, I don't know. That name rings 0 bells. Camille Delanois. The only thing that comes to mind are legs for some reason.
Legs for days.
God, yeah.
Kind of like a Black Widow.
Yeah. She's still around too? It is not surprising that at least the Ventrus survived.
Yeah, they're surviving all right. Okay, friend.
I gotta roll a wits insight. Give me a second here.
Ava's eyes flicker at Cammy's name.
I was about to say, I only know the Cammy part. I don't know.
Yeah, so as soon as you
what
clear your
Ava's
throat,
been
try to
up
cut it, and he goes, so she's dead too, all right.
Subtlety's not my strong suit.
He just chuckles.
For all intents and purposes, for the law of the Camarilla, she has gone rogue and she is missing. And if she's found, she is to turn up immediately so that she can deal with the consequences of her crimes. And if you suspect things otherwise, you will also be dealt with for potentially
So she's
allying
missing.
yourself.
I got it.
Okay, I think that was enough of a history lesson. Let's get to business. He's gotten his history. Let's talk about business.
You're right.
Sure.
Okay. I don't know a whole lot. Crowley, you said you saw him at the church? He still
Yeah.
shows up regularly with his goons, yeah?
Only one goon this time. Lesson last.
You think Needles is going to help us?
I don't want to get Needles involved. Needles is fresh. Needles is new. Needles just doesn't know where to find him. But I got his license plate.
Okay. I'm gonna take a little trip downtown. Visit a friend. I'm gonna try to run the license plates and see if I can find a name or a location, a building, somebody it's registered to. Also see if I can figure out any information about the covering up that I'm sure they've been doing about the fighting in the streets. Plus, I dropped some information off to him last time. Let's see if he comes to the table with fucking anything of use. Piece of shit scumbag. Like, muttering under my breath.
As soon as you get the location of the cars registered, I can have a look around, see him. We can go on immediately.
I think if we can keep it quiet, it would be ideal.
Easily done.
All right, I guess I'll be back. Don't go anywhere, Arnie.
He just gives you a lazy salute.
I kind of look at all of them like, don't you let him run.
I'll keep an eye on our new friend.
Don't
guys
make
take care.
promises like
The
that.
best company in town, Arnie.
And
I'll-
then we'll see
yep.
Dakota kind of peels away from the group and makes her way out the door, or you can hear it swing open and clatter shut, leaving the three of you and Arnie. So, is this it then? The three of you gonna watch me and make sure I don't run off?
If you run off, you're going to get killed.
Yeah, I know I ain't going anywhere, but I get it, so.
Well, I mean, I got business that I need to tend to myself. I got to make sure that I can get at least 60 pounds of meat across the street, or I know a real angry pet that's gonna kind of be pissed off. So I got to make sure that I tend to that, and then I need to see a rat.
All right.
I don't have any dates tonight, so I'll stick around the bar and wait for everybody to take care of what needs to be done.
Glad to have your company. What about you, sir? You gonna be watching me tonight too?
Maybe. I'm
Will
trying
you,
to
Crowley?
desperately think of something important I've got to do, but I can't think of anything.
I mean, why would you want to leave the side of a beautiful woman like this?
Just see how it goes for you, mate.
His smile just goes away when you say that, and he goes from looking to Crowley back to looking at Ava.
Ava just has a smirk.
And the camera cuts on that smirk. I mean, we hard cut over to Dakota. Dakota, you know he usually works late nights on the weekdays now with his wonderful new promotion.
Right.
How do you let him know you're on your way? Do you have a number you give a call? Do you throw a rock out a window?
Oh, how romantic, Max. Didn't we had a regular meetup? We
There
had
was a
scheduled
regular meeting spot as well. Go there and wait for him.
Does he works at like a proper police precinct?
Oh yeah,
now,
he
as,
works
like,
at a proper
detective.
precinct.
But he's also an alcoholic, which means
Oh,
I
yeah.
know. I wonder if he drinks from his desk. Does he work late night shifts now? Does he?
Yeah,
is
he
like,
works a
working
lot of
this
late
hour?
nights. Yeah, but you know where his
Um,
office is. You know where, like, what window it is. It's on the first floor. You don't have to climb or anything.
Oh, I was about to say if I was okay,
'Cause
perfect. Even better.
he got shunted to it's a promotion, but it also means desk job. Well, a lot
It's a
more
desk job.
work.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Okay, if I know it, and I don't think I'm going to be seen by other cops, the last thing I need is for a bunch of cops to see me sneaking
Just give
in.
me a deck stealth check.
Okay. Ooh. Oh, my poor eyesight. Okay. No, I think I have any bonuses to that. Just a 2.
Okay. You make your way up through the parking lot in the back. There is a big bubble, one of those black domed security cameras outside the main entrance and exit. But beyond that, there's not a whole lot of security for this precinct. A couple of CCTV cameras, but we're talking a lot less secure than what modern day police precinct would be like, because we're in a much darker world here. And you make your way to the back window where you know he typically has a very small office with a desk, and it's usually scattered with different papers and pads and it doesn't look like there's any organization to it. And as you peer into the window, you actually see him hunched over with a brown bag, taking a quick gulp of something before you see him twist a cap back on, slide it into a bottom drawer, lock it, and he
I
sits
want to
up.
catch him mid drink.
Okay,
I
so
rap
he's
tap mid drink.
yeah, and as he goes and you hear as you do that, he just spins it and looks to the door before he realizes it wasn't coming from the door. And as he panics and looks behind and looks to the window, there's Dakota smiling and waving, and you actually see him just mumble to himself as he slams the bottle into it, and he gives you like the 1 minute thing. You see him throw a jacket on. It has the Chicago police precinct patch on the right shoulder, and he makes his way outside in that dark navy blue kind of windbreaker jacket. He makes his way around the back, and I'm assuming Dakota leaves the parking lot. And there's a little
for sure.
area in a nearby in
Yeah.
an alleyway that you're waiting for. You can actually see the street light illuminates him from the back, so he's just kind of this dark silhouetted figure that turns the corner. And as he gets close, and you make a noise, he dips around some garbage and whatnot, and the two of you are face to face. You can, as he takes like a sigh of relief, you can smell the alcohol on his breath.
Drinking on the job.
Hey, it's a late night. What can I do for you, princess?
Don't call me princess.
Sure.
I noticed that the police have been dealing with some things down near Barron Park.
He nods. Yeah, it ain't too quiet down there, and I imagine you've heard. A lot of
Yeah.
gang violence, pockets of it. No definitive gangs, though. It ain't the Crips, Bloods, any of that shit. Just seems like
Yeah.
pockets of angry people. Like, he just shrugs. We haven't figured out what the hell's going on yet. If that's what you're here for, I'm sorry to disappoint.
What if I was here to tell you that I know what's going on?
Then
I'm
I'd
gonna
say, what
solve-
do you need?
the little problem. Needed to run a license plate number.
Got it. He pulls out he reaches into the pocket and he actually pulls out a pad. He fumbles it and it falls into a puddle. He bends down and picks it up. Like 10 pages are soaking wet and he just kind of rips them off into the nearest wet, dry one. And he just kind of fucking, God damn it. And he pulls out a pencil and give me the number. And I'm assuming you just kind of spell out the number.
Yeah, I'll spell out the license plate number.
Where can I reach you when I get info, or do you just want to meet a week from now like always?
There is a bar on the south side of the city. It's called the
Yeah.
Lights Out Pub.
Yeah,
The
you heard
lights
of it,
may
but
be the lights may be out, but you can come to the back door.
okay.
I suggest you be on your best behavior.
Got it. One of those.
I'll treat you to a beer. I can do that much.
He smiles. Hey, at least you're gonna make some accommodations for me.
And remember the last time I gave you 2 profiles? The book
Maybe.
jacket.
Ah, shit. Give me the names. I'll run back to my computer. I'm sure I looked it up. I just had a bunch to drink.
I'm sure.
And to go, she runs it again, like Darian's name. Because I think I actually handed him the book jacket. So I would give him Darian's name. And then I asked him to run a profile on females by the name Layla within the Chicago area.
Yes,
And I know it was going to come out like a huge list. Does that make sense?
Yep,
but
no,
like a
because there's
profile
everybody named Layla. Yeah. When you
within
give
the
the name,
age of blank and blank.
when you give the name, he's like, oh yeah, the Darian guy. He's oh yeah, of course I remember. This guy's an author. He's a popular author. Pop young adult shit.
Does he still live here?
No. He looks like he moved years ago. Small town up north. Place called Madison.
I'm sorry, did you say Madison?
Yeah, well, you know that little place.
Nope, just a small town, right? Just bad hearing and all that.
You want to go ahead and make me a
Manipulation
subterfuge, please? And he's gonna make his roll.
Good news is he's a really terrible detective, so.
And he's also drunk.
Well,
Well,
okay.
hey!
Damn it.
He's like, I ain't gonna ask now, but there might come a time. And he just
Yeah.
smiles as he writes it down.
Well, let's hope you don't drink yourself to death before then, right?
I hope that's not a threat.
Not unless you're threatening yourself.
I thought you were threatening to like. Okay, so and then the other one, Layla. Yeah, I got a huge list of names. I don't know. You want me to print it out? That's gonna be like 100 pieces of paper.
Oh, woe is you. You got more than 100 pieces of paper on your desk. Yes, I want to print out. Bring it.
What if I can't just give you a thumb drive or some shit?
I don't own a computer.
Do you have any friends?
Do you?
Yes. Billy at the bar, Jane at the other
Wild
bar.
turkey in your drawer. Jameson. Yeah. Okay, friend. Do me a favor. I need this license plate ASAP, and I will let you know when those streets are a little less volatile.
Can you give me a reason as to what the fuck's going on down there, or is it shit that I don't want or need to know?
Like you said, small gangs, internal fighting, some dumbass bullshit.
Got
What it
it.
needs is somebody to make sure those streets stay under control.
Well, I can't stop my boys from going to a shootout. If there's things happen in the car, we gotta show up. You
I
understand?
got it. Just, yeah.
Does he have paper?
Do you have paperwork? Can I see those files?
Files for what?
For the last shootout you all covered.
Oh, sure.
I want to see the crime scene files.
Again, you want me to print all this shit out?
I want you to do whatever's needed to get it to me.
Give me 5 minutes then. And he walks away.
Perfect.
And about
she's like, cool.
10 minutes, he comes back and he just grabs your wrist and pulls your hand out and just puts into the palm of your hand a small SD card.
Oh, what is that?
The files, all of them. the 100 pages of the Laylas, and the last report for the shootouts down over by Brighton Park.
What do I do with it? Okay, fine.
Fucking fine. I probably like delicately picked this tiny SSD card up. What the fuck am I supposed to do with this? I tuck it under my dreads, like into my hat, so it doesn't go anywhere. I'm like,
Okay, great, fine. I'll be back.
Can't wait to see you. I'll see you at the bar. Isn't that where you told me to go?
Yes. If
When
you
I
want
get
a
the
drink,
place where this license plate is, I'll see you there.
Don't be late.
I don't even know what on time is. How
fuck,
badly do
just
you-
show up. I say, and I like take off on my
and he just
skateboard.
leaves. And as he walks away, you see him reach into his pocket. And he pulls out a nip and he just pops it and he just takes the whole thing.
Oh
and he
my
hucks the
God.
bottle to the side as it shatters in the parking lot.
This poor guy.
And
I need to
Dakota
get as much
begins-
information out of him as I can before his liver gives out.
Does Crowley and Ava would they like to have any conversation with the guy in the fridge or together? Or is it like really tense the whole time?
I like to think it's still pretty tense. Ava wouldn't really budge with
Ava.
Crowley.
It's strange. You being around Crowley, obviously the two of you don't see eye to eye on your ambitions and the way to go about things. But every time you look at him tonight, there's a weird, distant feeling of guilt, sadness almost. The more you kind of dwell on it, it feels as though it's a part of you, but it feels incredibly detached at the same time.
Interesting.
Crowley, do you have any intent on engaging with Ava at all? As Ava just kind of quietly watches the man in the refrigerator, as the man in the refrigerator doesn't do much.
I'm gonna have a bit of a... I'm gonna make an insight roll, see if I can pick anything up from Ava, and if I do, then I might try and open something, but otherwise I'll keep shut. 3. Okay.
3 successes isn't in it's not anything Ava needs to roll because this is technically not necessarily part of her, so to speak. 3 is not enough to pick up any like apparent guilt on her face or anything.
Yeah. It's enough that, like, he pays attention and notices that she's
Staying distant, quiet.
staying distant, quiet, etc. Like, Crowley would probably just slowly broach the topic and be like,
So, what are your plans after you're done with the Baron?
When we're done with the Baron. Oh, I don't know. Start a new haven. Have a place that we can all call our own. Move forward as a group.
As a group?
Those are all. Yeah. Of course. Look, I took care of business. We all have taken care of our own business.
I don't know.
Now
Kind
we
of
can-
felt like something that the group might want to know about.
always have to talk to me, Crowley. Like, make me feel like I need to do things. Fine, I will tell them.
Sure.
Always making me feel,
Human?
I guess that's the word.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry about that.
It's okay.
You don't get it, do you?
I
You
don't
think
get
it's
what.
Mystical bullshit aura that makes you beautiful. It's the human part. What makes all of us beautiful. The rest is just icing.
I don't know. It's really hard to think that way. I haven't thought that way in a long time.
Difficult, but not impossible.
No, it's not impossible. There was a time, Crowley, where you really helped me see that.
I let you down.
Don't blame yourself. You didn't let me down.
Well, who did? Because it sounds like everyone let you down.
No.
Your family, your brother, your sire.
That is true. They did all let me down.
Your Tremere ex-boyfriend.
My choices are my own.
That's the important part. Accepting your choices are your own. Because otherwise you have no agency over fixing them. If you say that everyone's done the stuff for you, and that you're just following their path, and you've got no agency, now you're going to change anything. First step is accepting you've got agency. Like with my problem. You know, let's see now. That's my fault.
Thank you for always giving me perspective.
Nah, I didn't give you that perspective. You gave yourself it. Just holding up a mirror. You can only see what you want to see.
Ava still seems very distant to you, Crowley. She's not really budging.
Just something to think about.
The camera will cut to a building only a little bit away from the haven. As rippling into view, now off the main streets, stepping out of the nothingness, is the silhouette of none other than Oliver Hopkins. Ollie, why don't you describe where you're keeping this particular animal?
So, probably within, I would say, just a building or so away across the street, there is a facility, which was once probably a booming and successful factory, but is now forgotten. Much like most of this area has been, it's been forgotten, except for a few successful businesses. But he has acquired this building, and he's more or less knocked out any of the walls of the upper floors that isn't quite a load-bearing beam. And he's been having it fashioned over the last couple of weeks into what looks to be a grove, or potentially even a jungle, what looks a bit more native for Kianta. Securing it as well so that she can't, as any kind of accident might happen, she might like burst out of a window or anything like that. But this is basically where she's been staying for the last, I would say, week, maybe week and a half, something like that. And I would be off to acquire. I mean, I've got contacts. I can find a butcher easily enough, especially
Yeah,
after
getting the meat isn't even
work.
that difficult of a thing for you to do. A lot of her spending the first week here is a lot of acclimation. You've helped speed that process up rather quickly because you can communicate with her like nobody else can. But still, like you said, for her, outside of the zoo, outside of that cage is an alien world. And so getting acclimated to the nearby area has taken some time. But she is a very kind-hearted soul, if you could call or even say she has such a thing.
It's probably a very different situation. Ollie likely with the rest of the coterie is terse, very rigid, But when it's just him in that situation, he probably isn't opposed to like crouching down, maybe even like putting his head down and like allowing her to, do the typical cat thing.
Yep. Gets a smell, gives you the head boop once everything's like, when she feels safe and knows that you're here to be with her and help her. And it's very quiet. She's very quiet as well. Even when you directly communicate with her, she is has very few words. She's very curious, but rather obedient as well. As you bring the food in, you kind of slop it onto the ground in front of her after she walks over and she circles you before her head bops with yours. She will quickly begin to just kind of toss the meat up and kind of and just kind of swallow it down. And each bit she just keeps chopping away at and eating. There's gentle like rumbles happening as she's doing so.
Nice, Griff. It's good.
She simply gives you an affirmative grunt. After the last bit of it is finished up and she's licking her jowls and chops and really making sure all is clean, she sits down and she begins to lick her paw and clean her face.
I probably, I'd ask if she's still hungry, or if there's something more that she prefers. I'll even go through the effects of trying to bring different styles of meat or different kinds of meat, something that's not going to make her
over
ill.
The course of time you bring her more, and it seems that her favorite is beef. She does enjoy a big slab of steak.
Okay. Kianta, this isn't forever. This is a temporary place, but it's your place. This is your home for now.
She opens her mouth and gives a big yawn after she finishes cleaning, and it kind of goes into the word of okay.
Is there anything more you want?
She actually walks up to you and just kind of swirls around you. Company.
Like me? Or
yeah, she sits in front of you and just bops you in the face.
Okay. I'll be back. Give me just a few moments.
As you stand up and your contact dissipates, you actually watch as she ripples into nothingness, and then for a few moments she ripples back.
That's awesome.
She seems like she doesn't register what you're talking about.
That's okay. That's okay. That's awesome.
As Olive says that again, the door behind him shuts and he makes his way out again. Gets more food, and you spend some more time with her tonight. And she thoroughly enjoys your company. Again, she's a cat of few words. She more, through her actions, shows that she's pleased. A hooked tail when she stands, loud rumbling purrs, staying rather close to you, sitting near you and lying next to you.
I before I go back, I wanted to get a message out to a rat to find Snitch.
Oh, you want to put a word out for Snitch?
Yeah.
Sure. Do you put any particular message into it, or just that? You're gonna have to use your animal ability to summon a rat.
Just which animal ability would you like me to utilize here?
You have. I need the one that's gonna summon a rat to you. Animal is in one, and Feral Whispers, I believe, is what it is.
That's the second level power. I can do that.
Yep.
And if I can't summon it, I'll just find. But I'll
it's a little bit easier just to kind of squeak and fucking a rat comes running over.
3.
Yeah. And with did you need to rouse for that or no?
I think I do.
Second level one, so I imagine you would have to. So
all right.
You can get a little hungry, but as you step outside and go into an alleyway, you kind of just let out a high-pitched squeak that is very nearly inaudible. And from a nearby bag, as it rips open the plastic, a rat comes running out, and he's rather thin, and he comes scurrying over. You can actually see some ribs, and he's got a little bit of a limp, but he moves quickly. And as you put your palm out, he scurries right into your palm. His tail wraps around your wrist, and he sits very comfortably as you lift him up. You give him the message to find Snitch, give him the location. As your palm lowers down, he scurries off very quickly and is out of sight before you realize it.
If I can feed, I need to.
What would you like to feed on?
Can I feed in the area? Can I go the alley cat?
Yep. You are still within your domain and territory. which we haven't really, I think base difficulty is 4, but I'm going to make it 3 right now. So just give me a roll. Once we have all of your domain, we're going to stat out your domain so we know the difficulty of the hunt in the area and stuff.
Right.
So Alley Cammy, I think it's just strength brawl. As you're just looking for somebody nearby.
Okay. Strength brawl.
You mug a random person.
Successes.
Yeah, you're able to feed. What's your hunger at?
Was it 4? I'm going to slake down to 2.
Okay, they'll be hurting, but they won't be dead. So you drink from them, you
money
lick
in
their
their
wounds, and you leave them somewhere safe and out of the way.
Yep.
You go back, you spend time.
Yeah.
And
unless I'm gathered by the others, I'll probably be there. And I know for sure that Dakota and I believe Ava knows that I'm there, but
Yep. But then what I'm going to do is I just want to push forward to when the coterie recongregates again, because you're waiting for the cop to show up. He's got to come to the bar. So I want everybody to kind of get together once more. The guy stays in the refrigerator the whole time. He does not talk. He does not get involved in the conversations. He really just kind of stays quiet, keeps to himself.
Just sees a really awkward conversation with Crowley and Ava.
Yep. He very much sees an awkward conversation and does not want to get involved. He does not attempt.
He's smarter than he first appeared.
Yeah, right?
The first one to arrive would be Ollie, I imagine. I mean, even if after spending some time, you're expected to be back and you're only 2 buildings down. So Ollie would return first, very shortly followed by Dakota as she gets back with some information, an SD drive and whatnot. And Crowley and Ava, you hear, what was that?
Ollie would probably look a little dirty.
Yeah, you look a little dirty. You walk into the light as the kitchen light hits you. There's a little bit of griminess to you, a little bit of blood near the edges of your sleeves. Dakota, you're short behind. You would see all this as well.
What is this?
And I put it on the counter.
Yes,
The SD card.
popped on the counter.
I know, whatever it is, it's tiny. What's it meant to be?
My contact said it had like 100 pieces of paper in it.
Oh, give me it. We use these with our cameras all the time.
Oh,
It's an SD card.
I handed it to Ava. She knows what it is.
What's an SD
As you kind of
can
hand it
stand
over,
for?
and the guy in the fridge goes, "Did you hand her anything? I didn't see anything."
Definitely don't ask him.
it was so
Look, I
tiny,
don't know
I
what
almost
this
got
is
Lost
either.
in my dreads.
What does SD card stand for?
Something disk. I don't even know what it means, but don't worry about it. They just, you can put files on it. It's, do you
Oh,
not
right,
all
like a floppy
know?
disk, but tiny.
Are you all really that behind? Like, I thought he was the one from the 1920s.
What's a floppy disk? As the guy in the refrigerator shouts.
I imagine we said that at the same time because
Yeah.
Dakota's also like, I don't like the term floppy disk.
It's
There's
secure.
something really
Now
unsettling
that you
about
think
that.
about
Yeah.
it.
Without any context, like the term floppy disk is real
Is that,
gross.
then he goes, "Is there a hard disk then?
Right, yeah, there is.
Oh
What?
my god.
Can the floppy disk get to become a hard disk? Does it?"
I don't think so.
I'm gonna leave this one
Ollie,
alone.
can you
Ollie.
get the papers out of this card?
Ollie, darling, do you have a laptop or a computer or something?
There's a computer downstairs, right?
Yep.
I mean, yeah,
Very
I
technically,
was
but
like,
it doesn't
yeah.
take SD cards.
Yeah. Oh, well, we could go
I
back
imagine
to
it's
my
like 2
place.
minutes of going downstairs and be like, nope.
Wait. Don't you have a Chad?
I do have a Chad, yes.
Do we have time for a chat today? I thought we were busy.
My Chad definitely, he lets
I'm
me use
just
his
saying,
computer
we
all
don't
the time.
have to do it.
Oh wait,
I bet he
by the
does.
way, I don't have a computer downstairs. I don't.
I definitely don't know what you're talking about. Hey,
Right,
Ava,
I didn't mean computer, I meant Ed.
okay. Next time you go see a Chad, could you maybe pull the information from that SD card into a way that we could read it?
Yes, of course.
He has a printer.
I was gonna say I could print the files
It
if
takes a
you're
long time.
if you're okay with me printing things. I can do that.
We can burn paper, right? When it's all done.
True, we can.
On there is a list of every name. With Layla attached to it here in Chicago.
I make eyes at Crowley. So now you understand the importance of it.
Right, yeah.
Along with a little bit of information on our dear Darian, who's relocated to Madison.
Why the fuck does there only seem to be like 2 places in the entire of the US at the moment? Chicago and Madison.
Yeah,
What's Madison? Actually, the guy chirps up from behind.
It's like,
Piss hole town.
yeah.
small town.
Oh, okay.
Outside of the city.
No, I was just curious. Sorry.
I mean, it's just piss hole. I mean,
Dakota, it really, she genuinely believes it's a shithole town, so she's telling the truth.
okay. Well, as for the license plate, he'll be by this evening, so, you know.
Don't worry, I'll
Also-
take care of this.
Why do you only have license plates like on one end of your car? Why not both? Because that's what we did. We've in the UK we've got license plates on the front and the back, so if someone's coming towards you, you can see the license. If they were going away, you can also see the license. Why don't you have license plates on the front of your car?
I don't know.
I don't know. I
Crowley.
don't own a car. I don't even have a driver's license.
It is rather annoying. Some states they do make you do that though. Dreadful California, you know.
Wait, what happens if you take a car from one state to another state? You have to get like a plate
No,
on the front.
Crowley's
you're a
learning all about
national
the.
citizen. You can cross state lines legally.
Yeah, but like one thing that's illegal in another state is legal. How does that work?
Crowley, you're asking diplomatic questions of a country called America that doesn't make any fucking sense.
That's fair. Alright.
Political statement by Dot.
Okay? So, once we have a location on this vehicle, you could go do your creepy crawly, shadowy thing, Crowley, and let us know what you find.
Sure. You want to just be nearby so that when I find out and come back and we can do the thing?
We can just go get him.
We
Do you
could all
think-
go in the van. I could park it around the back. I can go have a look, come back to the
We
van,
can
do a
kidnap
thing.
him.
Yeah, actually, we'll
Into our
probably
van.
need the van to do that, yeah.
Okay.
You know, maybe I really should try the whole offering candy to people thing. It seems a lot easier.
Really?
No.
What kind
don't
of
do that,
What kind of
Crowley.
candy does the Baron want? Is the question.
Well, presumably one like this bar.
I mean,
Do you think he'll be alone?
No.
I don't think he will be.
Well, he knows they've got at least another kindred with him. Maybe some ghouls, maybe some mortals.
Could rack 'em and stack 'em like we did for Malik.
He could.
To be fair, Malik wasn't expecting a hit. Sounds like the Baron's in the middle of a war.
Yeah, but he's not expecting us. He's
You're right.
expecting a bunch of goons.
And Crowley's gonna hold his fist up for a fist bump.
Dakota fist bumps.
Ava just tilts her head at this. Interesting. Well, you, Team A, you guys can take care of that. And I'll look out these files. And then we can reconvene again and take care of this? Or did you say he was coming tonight?
He'll be here this evening.
Okay.
I say it twice.
He'll be here this evening.
So reassurance to
you're
myself.
speaking it into
that this
reality, like
drunk ass is gonna show up this evening.
I offered him a drink, which is about the only thing he cares for, so
when you say that, the guy in the refrigerator kind of lifts his hand. Speaking of, not to interrupt, I apologize. You got any? I don't know if it's still around or not, but you got some Old Forester? I could go for a drink. It's a bourbon.
Oh, darling, there are so many better things you could be drinking
We got
nowadays.
some bourbon. We can get you something. We got some bourbon.
He kind of gives you like a thumbs up.
You gonna be able to keep it down?
Yeah, I mean, for long enough that it matters anyway.
All right. That's a little telling.
What? You can keep things down?
Some of us can keep them down longer than others. I'm not one of them.
Yeah. When you do the thing where your body kind of does the things again, and, yeah, for like
Yeah.
a few hours.
I just keep a bucket next to my bed, so every time I go to bed, I just...
that's absolutely terrifying, Crowley.
Well, look, if you just throw up after an hour, I get to throw up before I go to sleep.
You want a good tip? go get your food at night, and then just go to a bar and have a beer, and all of a sudden you're really drunk and you just can go vomit and nobody cares.
I mean, nobody cares these days anyway.
Yeah, all right. Well, not everything changes, I guess.
Also true.
What's your friend gonna be drinking so I can prep it up?
What was he drinking?
Oh, he
from the
drinks
bottle?
like you don't know if he has a favorite drink because they're
Cheap,
always
dark.
different and cheap. Yep.
Cheap and dark.
Yeah.
I bet you he'd be significantly more open to giving us hospitable words if you made it a nice drink.
Sure. I can get something ready neat.
I suppose I can have something as well.
I suppose. Shouldn't be a problem. In fact, fuck it. Does everybody want to drink?
Hey, we
Can I
might
have
die
some?
tonight.
I'm good.
Excuse me. What was that? We might die.
No, no. He's speaking
Crowley's.
metaphorically, right? Because I'm not dying tonight.
A joke. A joke. Crowley's full of them.
Yeah, we're already dead, so we can't. Very funny, Crowley. So don't worry.
No, you know what? I
we'll
don't
be
even
fine.
honestly like. What am I gonna do? Go back where I was? I don't know.
I mean, yeah, seem to have your second life cut a little short. It's kind of like a third chance.
I mean, if you're not gonna randomly start like eating people and murdering them, you can crash at mine if you need.
Yeah, just gives a nod. I would not say no. Well, I'll be here. Good luck.
Come on, come sit up front. Well, I'll pour something. You tell me what
he
you
just sighs
like.
heavily and just follows.
It's not a death sentence. You're just getting to drink free alcohol. Shut your damn mouth.
All right. He
Yeah.
plops himself down on a nearby bench and enjoys a drink. Does anybody want to go anywhere while you wait for the police officer to arrive for the evening?
This is the plan. Got to get this driver's
Yep,
license.
as I figured, just want to make sure nobody else wants to go anywhere, nor do the four of you like to discuss anything else.
Do I have time to like maybe run these files and stuff, or would that take too long, you think?
You don't know how long it's going to be for the officer to be here, but it's definitely time consuming to go take care of that because you have to drive all the way up to where the Royal Forest is because that's where she feeds and that's where he lives. So that's at least like 40 minutes out, 50 minutes out. Plus the printing 100 pages.
I was about to say,
plus.
printing 100 pages on a home printer?
Yeah.
Probably.
I
would take
mean,
a while.
here's the thing. You could have Eric come to you.
You could also go to a Kinko's
Yeah.
and just awe them or anything and just be like,
Or pay them. You know, you can do that.
Yep.
I
could do that as well.
Dakota can't pay anybody anything because she has no money.
Kinko's is open till 10.
I'm sure
Not
in the
sponsored.
city of Chicago that there is a 24-hour
This is
place
a-
that has a photocopier.
Oh yeah, this is a Slinko's, dude. They're 24 hours.
Slinkos.
So, how important are these files on this disc?
Yes.
They're,
So I could go now and print them, is what I'm saying, while we wait. I'm happy to do so.
I'm just here with the information. I leave it to Crowley in terms of its importance.
It relates to my mistakes.
Can you do it quickly, Ava?
Yes, I can go, rather than go to Eric's place, I'll just go to a printer place and get it done. And
There's also one adjacent to a sex store called Binko's you can go to. You're scattered.
oh, good, I can
Classy.
stop there on the way. All right, I'll be back. I have a few errands to run, so
There's got to be a vampire out there who goes to glory holes, but they just feed off of the dick that
Oh,
comes through the
Yeah.
hole.
Oh yeah.
That's got to happen. You know what's out there. There's like an autarchus out there that's just like hanging out in the scummiest places.
You know, it's gonna be like a Venturi with the worst feeding like preference ever. Like they have to feed in that way.
Oh, that would be a terrible Ventru crutch.
you know, Arnie, I could take you with me if you want.
No, I'm good, thank you.
You really should say yes. No.
You know, I could you could see some of Chicago. It's changed quite a bit from.
I appreciate the offer, but I wasn't inside yesterday, kiddo.
Okay. Well, I'll be gone then, and
But you're coming back, right, Ava?
Of course, I'll be back.
So does Ava make any detours? Is the question. I'm very curious.
No. Yeah, no, I'll just take care of the printing.
Do you use awe and kind of flirt your way into free copies, which requires no rouse check, and it's a pretty low masquerade breach, especially at this hour. You're not gonna. There's no huge throngs of people outside of a Slinko's looking to make copies of anything. And so you just kind of you weasel your way in. You're there for, luckily the fast printers are just like wah, 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 and you just kind of pile it up. It still takes a good like 10 minutes all told, plus another 10 to schmooze them. So you're gone for about 45 minutes before you do come back, and he gives you a manila envelope for free because he feels bad that you have to carry so many freaking papers. And he gives you a coupon to come back, 20% off your next batch of copies. And his name is Nicholas. And as he slides you the business card, you realize on the front is also his phone number and magic marker. And he sends you on your way out the door. Yeah, and he sends you out the door. And within 45 minutes, she arrives with a manila envelope full of papers.
I plop it on the bar.
Yeah, just lands with the.
Well, here you go. All of the files.
The SD card.
And here's the card.
Yep, I was like, she just grabs it.
I just like a single snap.
Whoa. All of that was on that.
Yes, we live in. Again, you all are from this century, not like him. You should know that these are things we can do with our technology.
We also just dealt with this from the wall. Remember the thing that was capturing our voice? It was going into an SD card. You pulled it out, snapped that too.
Yeah,
that one was a different color though.
Yeah, that was a big SD. This was a micro SD card. They get even smaller. I want you guys to know.
Dakota does not know any of that.
Sounds like the fucking wizards took over the world. You hear it from the refrigerator behind you.
Sometimes it does feel that way.
Wait, wizards?
Yeah. People who can like do shit. You think we're the only ones around that can like do shit?
Nah.
No, we do not.
Harry Potter. Telling you.
What?
We met one of your wizards a while back. Well, a couple of us did.
Is Harry Potter the one in charge of him?
He might
Yes,
be.
he
I'm not sure
is.
yet.
Sorry, who's this Harry Potter fella?
An asshole.
Where is he from? Is he in Chicago? Do we need to worry about this guy?
No, he's in a place called Hogwarts.
Never heard of it. Where's that? You know
I
what?
don't know.
He just holds up his hand. I don't think this is important. You know what?
Yep.
I'm good.
I'm very confused.
Me too. And he just looks to you and he gives you like a point.
I look at Dakota. Didn't take a lot.
I lean over to Ollie. I'm just glad I'm not the only one that doesn't know what the fuck is going on half the time. He makes me look smart.
I don't really know what the hell's going on either. I just put on a strong face and nod.
Well, it's working for you.
Like,
Hey.
elbow you in the gut a little bit.
As you elbow him, and then you actually hear the front door.
Places, everybody.
And it just continues to knock, 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 knock.
I go over to the door and I'm like,
I told you the back door, asshole.
He's wearing the same jacket as before, and he's got his hair's a little bit messy, but he looks to you and he's like, I'm just glad it's the right place.
I open the door.
Yeah, let me in. And he just kind of pushes past you. You shut the door behind him. Does Dakota is the only one, or does everybody pile out?
I mean, I figured that I would be behind the bar.
Okay, so yeah, you're behind the bar.
Crowley's
as he
place would probably be like at the second stall in on the bar then,
Okay, so
like
we got
nursing
Crowley
his
sitting
drink.
where Crowley always is, and where's Ava?
At the glory
Ava
hole.
Stay with the
will-
venture in the back, or does she go out front
Yeah.
as well?
She'll stick with the venture in the back.
Okay. So as he walks in, he sees Ollie. There's an immediate register, and then he sees Crowley, and he just kind of gives a nod. You look like more his kind of people. But he walks to the middle of the floor before he spins around, and then just looks at. He just faces Dakota. Is this everybody?
I told you I had friends.
Just want to make sure. Pleased to meet you. And he turns around and waves.
Do you know who Harry Potter is?
The guy from the book.
God damn it. You
My
weren't.
kids love that.
I nick him in the arm. I'm like, you ruined the joke.
Well, I think my wife's reading the little one, the Prisoner of Azkaban. Right now. I think it's like the 4th or 5th one or something.
Well, I don't think it really matters a lot. Reasons, of course.
Well,
Doesn't really
just-
make too much of a difference.
Good to meet you, by the way.
Pontificating.
And he just reaches out his hand.
Sure. Nice to meet you.
You too. He just nods at Ollie.
I'm gonna rouse check to Blush of Life for this guy. I'll suppress it.
Well,
Did you get what
I
you're
got the
looking for?
information for you as it was like kind of this tense silence, and he actually goes over and sits down. And he actually does pull out a folder that has an elastic band around it. Looks like
Oh,
there's a few
praise
papers
be.
on the inside. He pulls the elastic band off, slaps it on, and he flips it open. The first page you see in the top left-hand corner is a very clear picture of somebody that is absolutely not the Baron, as you've seen him before. This looks like some middle-aged white dude with a beard. Yeah, whether actually it or not, the car is registered to this guy here, and he pulls a piece of paper off and slides it across the table down to Dakota, who would be on his left.
Is the address in that neighborhood?
No, the address is further to the east, over in Canaryville.
Okay.
Either this is his real name or it's just an alias they're using. Real genius, John Smith.
Ew, that sounds fake as shit.
There's his address here, and there's actually a small like a surveillance picture of the row of houses on that block from some sort of camera, probably over by like a red light that has a snapshot of that street. And he kind of points to like the fourth house on the right, one of the smaller ones. Like that's the address. That's where he's at. That's where he lives, anyways.
I make
Over
eyes at
Canaryville.
Crowley.
Kind of close to 94.
It's odd territory for him to be shacking up in.
Easy enough to take a look around.
It's true. And even if it's just
I actually, before I start planning, I look over at the cop and I'm like, I promise.
Yeah, I know what y'all are, by the way. Sorry, I probably should have made that clear. Fangs, blood. I get it. It's fine.
Yeah, we're
do
cats.
us all a favor and drink this.
And I slide
Yeah,
a
yeah.
drink down to the end of the table. to keep
What do
his
you give
mouth
him?
Busy.
You give him something super cheap, and he's like,
Whatever Ollie poured him.
Yep. As the glass slides down, he grabs you. He's like, yeah, just cheers. Don't need to hide that shit from me. And he takes a big gulp.
Even if it's the house of his driver, that could benefit us quite a lot.
Well, I mean, if
Nothing.
it makes any sense, never. Well, at least working for you, I can't remember the last time I found one of your kind in the system so readily.
Well,
Other than
know
you,
what?
Dakota, and you aren't in it thanks to me.
if you find any in the system, you let
I
me
deleted.
know.
I know.
Well, you can delete it, but then come let me know who.
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay. I say we take a road trip. It looks like we're going into suburbia, so maybe we should be quiet.
What do you like drinking there?
What's this? And he just
But
takes a
what do you
sip.
drink? That's, well, I had another friend here recently who liked bourbon, but I've got a little bit
It's
of
been
everything.
a while since I've had bourbon. You know, I bet you my palate might enjoy a bit of variety. I've been a Bud Paps guy the past few nights with a bottle of one of the boys. You know what I'm saying?
You a smoker?
Nah, not really.
I bet we can get you, I got something. Hey, how do you feel about Maker's Mark?
Maker's Mark's pretty damn good.
Yeah. All right. I'll set you up with some Maker's Mark on the house.
Appreciated. As you kind of go about making it and sliding the drink his way. He actually does open up to kind of small talk, very clearly loosening up as Ollie kind of takes the role of bartender. But yeah, so is there anything else like I can help you with? I mean, I got everything I could on that guy. It's not that much, but it's he hasn't really got a criminal record as far as I can tell.
I mean, there's constantly something. Sitting there sleeps, right?
Sure.
There's always something going on. And,
Yeah.
Just as you said, we're cat people, right? So, we don't do everything by the book, but we keep ourselves clean and we chase out problems. Did you, I looked at Dakota. Were you the one that got him on what was his name? It was Red Pole, right? It was Red Pole?
Yeah, Red Pole.
Red Pole.
Yeah. Yeah, we
Went
were looking for Red
underground
Pole.
not too long ago. Lost track of him. Even his men aren't prowling the streets all that far anymore. Whatever he was doing, it looks like he was caught and he's hiding.
He's been a problem for both worlds for a long time. So we're
I've
trying to
been
chase
told.
that out.
I haven't really looked into him too much after he disappeared. A lot of the human trafficking issues, at least the majority of us, seem to subside with him. So
Yeah.
kind of consider that a win right now. We can focus what little manpower we have on more important, pertinent things in the city.
Clacking.
Well, we're still working on some things, but
You say? Sorry, I missed it.
Loud typing is loud.
Oh, typing is loud. Sorry.
I like to think that we had a hand in what happened with the human trafficking thing by stopping it. I personally broke up a bunch of cages and found where they were moving people.
Well, damn. Sounds like we owe you a promotion.
I don't need no promotion. Just need a little cooperation, mostly. And, I mean, you've known Dakota for a while. She can be a little rough around the edges, but she's typically got her head on her shoulders the right way.
I ain't there. As much as her and I may have butted heads in the past, we always seem to come to an understanding and things seem to get done one way or another. And he gives you a smile as he takes a big gulp from the glass to Dakota. Working with you has been, pleasure might be a little far, but
We
There's
make
gotta
it
be-
work.
And had a little bit of a hand in your promotion of sorts. You noticed that windfall of finances that came through about 3 months back? And your name was listed for that?
I certainly have, and I have thanked Dakota profusely.
Yeah. We want to see good people in spots that are willing to get their hands dirty for the right reason. You strike us as that kind of person.
Well, I'm glad that I can be so transparent for you. I am that kind of person. At least I like to believe I am. What are you getting at here?
Just small talk. This place is open for anyone, everyone.
You know, my
People,
desk is real full. You know, I got a lot of work that comes my way, especially now in the new position that I've earned. And he raises a glass again to Dakota when he says that, takes a sip. It's been a wonderful place, but it means my time to deal with street level nonsense has run dry. It's not exactly lucrative, or should I say not lucrative? This is the wrong term. I just don't have as much time to deal with the street rabble as I used to, and I miss it to a degree. But I gotta pick and choose my battles. I can only help certain numbers of your kind. I think Dakota knows that she's not the only one that I work with on the side. Help those who need, but like I said, time's running short. A
I guess
little
what I'm getting at-
exclusivity could go well.
before you go, if you happen to get a case across your desk, something that seems real out of the norm, that might be a bit more suited for cat people. Wouldn't mind doing a little digging. Favor here, favor there. Help us both out.
Yeah, but this gotta come. I'm okay doing this. Listen, I'll be honest with you. I think locking myself down to a small group of you might be in my best interest now, especially since I've got so much information on my plate. I don't know who's gonna be playing me for certain information. A little protection could go a long way as well.
Might be able to help with that. If for anything else, you can always come back for more Maker's Mark. First one's
But I
free,
also
though.
am gonna need what I like.
I kind of looked at Dakota. And, what's that?
The shit that keeps me going. The shit that got the two of us together. Then he looks to Dakota.
Talk about proper payment again, if that's what you need.
If I'm gonna go exclusive, I need a promise that I'm gonna get what I need when the time comes from you.
How often?
Once a month, it seems the itch starts to come back.
Like I said, you know where I stay? You know how we deal? Exclusivity would be nice and helpful for us and potentially you. I know we may look like street scum, except for her.
Ava's not out here.
Ouch.
I'm in the back,
Yeah, she
chatting
stayed
up
in
the,
the
chatting
Oh,
up the
that's
venture.
right.
We have our own ways of helping you.
I like it, Dakota, and I'll be honest, I like you a lot too, as he turns to Ollie. I appreciate the directness. I think we have ourselves a little, a deal.
Like I said, when we clean up Barren Park, I'll let you know.
He nods. And this place. He looks over to kind of all three of you. Am I allowed to come here when needed?
And the doors reopen. Yeah.
Can you at least take off the patch? Or the jacket?
He, gives a knowing nod.
It's like, we do not need a cop sitting front and center at the bar when it reopens.
Yeah.
You keep us on a DL, we'll keep you on a DL, and you can come drink.
Well, that's it. I've got a busy night ahead of me tonight.
Yeah.
Friends. He stands up, chugs the last half of the glass before he puts that on the table. That was real good. Been a while since I had something like that.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
You know, if you come back here to get your drinks, we could serve you better. Less of it might do you some good.
He just smiles and grabs his coat, slides it on, and he walks out the front door. What contact is he for you?
I believe he's a 2-dot contact. Let me check that, Mathis. Hang on.
Okay.
I believe it's a red dot contact.
He's a little red
He's a
dot
red dot
contact.
contact.
He is a 2-dot contact currently.
Okay, hang on one.
And I guess he's not a police officer anymore. Does he qualify as a detective? What is it?
Yeah, I guess you'd make him a detective. I just want to check something. Take away that contact and turn him into a 3-dot retainer.
Hey, that's nice.
Oh. Hey-o.
Nice.
Okay.
But in turn, he becomes your ghoul
Oh, fuck.
and all the things that come along with that.
Oh, God. Okay, well, it could be worse. Okay.
That moment when you inadvertently made a ghoul.
You just took a kind of a lagging blood doll and worked him over 2 seasons.
Wow.
I mean, think about what he was when you met him in season 1. He was a beat cop who barely had anything. And due to your
I just keep
actions over
coming
the course
back
of
and
season 1,
bothering him.
yeah, you made him a 2-dot contact, and make him exclusive like that would. If you didn't go exclusive, he'd become a 3-dot contact. But if
Yeah.
you did accept the responsibility of making him your personal ghoul,
Right.
it comes with things. So
Do I need to take a stain for that? How does that work?
no, because he was already ghouled when you met him. He wasn't.
Oh,
you didn't turn him
I
on.
see.
Yeah, you didn't turn him yourself. He was just
Okay.
he was just like a kind of an addict, a beat cop addict that was just doing what he could for the next fix.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Bitchin'.
All right. Ooh, I got Maya in my face.
Hey, yeah. Okay.
Right, are we gonna go do the thing?
Shotgun!
As you go in the back,
That's what
summon
I'm saying.
Ava, let her know it's time to go do the thing. You all begin to pile into the van. And as the door slides shut, the engine rumbles and we see it streak down the street as the city lights or the street lights kind of illuminate it passingly. We'll hang back with the camera and we'll fade as we go to break.
We're gonna go to break and fade. We'll be back in about like 8 minutes. So
Time.
do we need to do? Get
Baron.
yourself a blood drink or something, and then we'll go get the Baron. Or possibly just some dude whose car he nicked, who just, unfortunately, his name's John Smith. You know, it could be either. Who's gonna have a very bad day.
I
Yep.
know. Poor guy.
Welcome back to Vampire the Masquerade, Silence of Shadows. On roll for it. Mathis, take it away.
Well, the four of you pile into the car, leaving your little Ventru buddy alone in the refrigerator back at the Lights Out pub, and make your way to the southeast, down down 55, over by 94, heading into Canaryville, which you can see on the map is the very, very southern, like the southern eastern tip of what would be considered Anarch territory, as the 94 still separates what is considered Camarilla territory. Driving by the street through the house, do you end up driving by the house multiple times, Crowley?
No, I'd park a little bit away and do the rest on foot.
Okay.
Just in case they've got people like watching.
Yeah, can I get did you pop out of the vehicle and go and just pop out for a scout, leaving the three behind?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I get a deck stealth?
In which case I'll start popping powers. Gonna pop my celerity.
Pop, pop.
Okay, let's do the thing. X. And I'm popping shadows. 6 successes.
Beautiful. So you slip into the dark areas, a nearby yard, the little foot of land that you have, where no lights hit, and you're able to kind of just keep to the bushes and get a good eye, maybe a good 10 to 20 foot eye in the nearby window of this small single family home that is apparently the place where the car resides. As you get closer and move into the neighbor's yard, you actually do see the car. As you see the license plate and kind of double check with what you remember, it is the exact vehicle that it was before. It's got dark tinted windows, it's got black paint, it's a Buick, if it matters to you. And as you take your time and watch the windows for movement that ends up happening on the inside, what you realize as a light flicks on maybe 20 minutes later is that the window you have a view into is a bedroom of a sort. You see posters for superheroes up on the walls and a study desk and a bunk bed over in the corner. In walks the matching picture of this particular John Smith, and in behind him, 2 little girls. As you take a look and watch them walk in, you realize they're identical twins. He puts one at the top bunk, and there's a little bit of a rough housing happening, and then he puts the one at the bottom bunk, and there's a little rough housing happening. And you watch as he goes through the goodnight ritual that he seems to have with them. Plays with them both, reads them a book, and then flips the light off, where nightlight then kicks on in a small little illumination, illuminates these rooms. You have confirmation that he is in this house.
Okay. I will immediately just go back to the group and just go,
Right, looks like just where the driver lives. He's got a family in there. Couple of girls.
Could maybe get him out, ask him some questions.
Yeah.
Take the car.
I mean,
All we need
to know is where we dropped him off, right?
Or better yet, the next time he's supposed to pick the Baron up. We're in the car. Baron doesn't know, gets in for his normal ride.
Doesn't need where he dropped him off. We can head there, do it, but
Okay, we gotta get him out of the house. Unless
beating
someone wants
down
to wake the
fathers
family.
isn't exactly my strong suit.
I didn't say we had to beat him. I just said we had to ask him some questions.
I'm sure I can handle that. I can get him out of the house. Did it look like he had a wife that you saw? Was it Crowley that saw it?
Crowley. He didn't see a wife.
Didn't see anyone.
Good. Well, I could just go up to the door, knock, and if he answers, I'll bring him back to us, and we can ask him some questions.
Eat.
Okay, I'll take care of that. So I'm just gonna be pretty bold about it.
Okay,
And-
so we see Ava slide to the side of the door, van open, take a step down the sidewalk as cameras at ground level, and we watch a heel touched with the concrete, followed by the next, and her stride down the side of the street, walking up to this house, right up to the front door, where there's a doorbell, or you could just knock.
I'll gently knock.
A gentle
make
rap
a
on the
distance.
front door. It's a wooden door with no window or anything to look in. And it takes a little bit before you simply, the door cracks a tiny bit, the metal lock on the chain holding it shut. And you hear on the other side, but you do not see anybody. Who is it? It's late.
Sorry, I was looking for a John Smith.
And who would know this John Smith?
Oh, the name's Anna. I had a call about some business.
You may go ahead and make me a manipulation subterfuge check, please. I'm here for.
The answer is you. I'm here for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Manipulation, subterfuge. I just need to get his eye.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I get a -2 on this, don't I?
Yes, you're dealing with a mortal. Ah, yes, you do.
F. Oh. Okay.
So we're gonna re-roll with -2 in that pool.
Yep.
So you're only rolling 3 hunger die.
Yep.
Also, you're crackling a little bit.
1 success.
1 success.
He's like, here for some business. And he says, there's a pause for a minute before the door, you just hear him grunt, and the door clicks shut, and you hear the metal lock come undone. As the metal lock comes undone, as it grinds against a wooden door and falls flat, the door actually swings open, and before you in his PJ pants and a t-shirt, leveling a sawed-off shotgun directly at you, stands the guy, and he pulls the trigger.
Okay.
A loud
Hi.
blast.
I'm gonna use my level 5 celerity.
I need a rouse check.
Okay. Was not expecting.
He's only a few houses down. He's not super far. The gunshot is going to go off, though. You can't stop the gunshot from going off.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna shove Ava out the way.
Okay, you just want to knock her out the way and take the shot yourself?
I'm just gonna try and just pile us both out the way. Just slam into her and go over.
Okay. He's going to just take a roll. Ava, you're going to get a... no, you're going to get knocked out the way, so we're not going to worry about you. I'm just rolling his attack.
Do you want me to roll my athletics defense?
Yep, please.
And I'm defending a Coterie member, so for the second time I've ever used this, my protection kicks in.
Yes.
Correct.
5.
1, 2, 3, 4. So you are able to dodge out of the way. The gunshot goes off. Can I get a wits awareness from everybody, please? Yeah, you two. Everybody.
Okay. Got it.
Coda 3, Ollie 1, Crowley 4, and Ava 2. Ava, you're a bit distracted. It's not what I was looking for. Ollie, you are looking out the front window, so you can see it just fine. Ava's the only one that's not going to catch it. As the shot goes off from the shotgun, a bright orange burst comes from the front, and in the back of you, Crowley, you can actually feel an immense amount of heat come across your back. The front door then slams shut, and you hear footsteps.
Okay,
heading into the...
I will use celerity 5 again.
Okay, so we're considered in combat now. So everybody, what would you like to do on your round?
Well, we're still in the van, right?
Yeah, you and Dakota are still in the van. You're only like 3 houses down, though. You're not like 5 blocks out. You're right there.
So we could cut across the street, basically.
You could cut across the street and make it there very
Is there a
easily.
driveway?
It would take you 1 round to get there. Yes, and you can see the car, but you can't see the license plate this far out because it's too dark. But it does look like the familiar car in that driveway. You're like at a like it's like at an angle if you think about it. You're 3 houses back on the left-hand side across the road. You can see like figures, and you saw the burst of orange, and obviously the loud bang of a shotgun out the front door.
Okay.
You hear Dakota say, I swore I'd never drive this fucking van again.
And I'm gonna bolt to the front seat.
So you clamber up, the car starts. You have a drive skill of
I
anything?
do have a drive skill because I have a boat.
Okay.
I can do this.
You can do this.
I can do this.
Where are you looking to drive this thing?
I'd like to go down to the house. The goal is to back in.
So you want to rear and back up to the front door? Yeah.
try to
Okay. So you're
slide
just gonna do the. We're going for a quick and dirty kidnap here.
Yeah.
So go ahead and make me a dex drive. Ollie, she clambers up to the front seat. What is Ollie looking to do on this round? You watched as Crowley disappeared from the van, and you watched as Ava got tackled by Crowley as the orange burst happened. So you know where Crowley went.
Okay, I got a 1. Maybe we don't back in.
No, a 1 is a successful drive. It just you're like skidding. You know, it's gonna take you like a round and a half to get to the
Okay,
back.
that's fine. As long as we're there
Round
and
of 3
close.
seconds in World of
Yeah.
Probably gonna go unseen passage and move out the side of the van.
Okay, and you want to go up to the house? Is that what you're looking
Yeah.
for? Okay, so in one round, rippling is free action, doesn't cost you anything. You kind of just disappear as you step out of the van, and it just takes the round for you to get to the front door. So
Yep.
that's how close you are. So you jump out of the van, you make your way to the front door. Dakota jumps into the car, starts it up, begins to bring it up front. Ava and Crowley, what would you like to do in this particular round?
As he's going to slam the door,
Yep.
I assume that I'll need to use Celerity 5 to. act
If
before
you
I
want
do
to
that.
cut and just like once again do it, it's yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So
go
I'll
ahead and
activate
give me-
Celerity 5.
Beautiful, no hunger check,
And
no hunger game.
as he goes to grab the door, I'm gonna whip out the chain I've got, and I want to just swing it at him, try and like go around his legs and yank him through the door before he closes it.
Okay, so you're technically because you're doing your power, it reduces his defense to 1. He's only going to have a 1 defense.
No.
correct? Or is that the other power?
That's the other power. If I can use that power and just act normally before he takes the turn to shut the door, I can use that. Whichever.
Because I don't have the book readily available in front of me right now.
Well,
what's
it
the
depends.
other power
Did
say you
he-
act out of turn?
So no, it depends.
Okay.
Did he close the door before
That is
combat
what
started?
he's doing. That's what he's going to do on his round. Remember,
Okay,
all
in
this
which
happens
case,
at
yeah, I
once.
don't need to use my 5th. I use my 4th, which means he'll be at 1 dice.
Okay, so what you're gonna do is you can make me attack roll. It's a called shot, so it's gonna have a -2, but he's at a 1 flat either way. So
Cool.
you're rolling to beat 1 difficulty to grab his leg here.
Okay, I assume I'm
Ranged
not.
Range attacks happen first before anything else. And
I'm
he's not
assuming I'm
doing
no
a
longer
range-
counted as defending Coterie or.
Correct. Not anymore. He's not attacking clearly.
I'll thrown, melee, athletic thrown, specialism, -2, so -1 overall,
Mm-hmm.
and
With
3
3
dice.
successes is all you need as you kind of hunch up and sit up from the ground, throwing your weight up as quick as you can, and out of your sleeve the chain just rattles out as it flies around one of his legs, his right one, and you feel it tug, and you grab him, and so that technically counts as him being grappled.
And
You
then
don't
I'll
pull-
just yank him over the doorstep. And
Yep, you
then
just make sure the door will not shut. He's going to make on his attempt, he's going to try and break free, but yeah, the door will not close.
I can do a free action for free with
Okay.
celerity. So can I close the door behind him?
You're not close enough to the door
Okay.
to go close it. You're in the lawn with Ava.
Sure,
And now,
yeah.
Ava, what do you want to do on your turn? As you hear the car begin to drive, you don't know Ollie's there, and you see Crowley lean up and quickly whip him before he goes to shut the door.
Well, I was gonna do this the nice way, but I guess we're doing this the hard way now.
Oh God!
I'm gonna. Am I crackling still? By the way, is
No,
my
you're fine.
microphone crackling?
Nope, you
Okay,
seem
good.
good.
All right, I'm going to dread gaze. I'm gonna look right in
Okay.
his eyes and
Give me a rouse check as he's still facing at the outside. Catching his eyes is not too hard. You do not
Okay.
gain any hunger.
All right.
What is the
So-
resistance roll for him?
He has to. I always forget. Let's look.
Composure plus resolve.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, and you're gonna make your roll against him.
Okay, and I will do -2 to this.
-2 doesn't count to this. It's a discipline roll. It's
correct.
only for normal
Oh, right.
social.
It's social
Only for-
rolls,
Yeah.
which is like your
This
RP
is like
rolls.
being like, hello, fellow humans. I am totally human. And this is just you just being like powerful.
Got it. Cool.
All right, let's see what you roll. Oh my lord!
God.
He
Oh
shits
my
himself.
God. So, as Crowley locks him in place,
Her.
preventing the door from being shut and preventing him from running, you simply hear Ava Crowley say, "All right, we're doing it the hard way." And she stands up and dusts herself off. And as soon as she looks at him and he looks at her, he ceases moving. She takes a single step forward and he drops to a knee, locked eyes with her. She takes another step forward in the grass, now meeting the sidewalk, and his other knee comes down as his eyes look up and he drops the shotgun. He backs up as best he can the closer she gets until he hits the corner of the hallway wall. Can I get a wits awareness from everybody, please?
Oh, shit.
Okay. Oh.
3.
2.
3.
3.
3. Everybody can hear what sounds like quiet crying coming from a distant room.
Whoops.
Ava, you cow him. He backs himself into a corner and he begins to shiver. Next round, what is everybody going to do now?
I assume that he is not moving, not doing anything. Like, he is in the fetal position doing...
Correct. With a critical success, I believe he's frozen in fear technically.
Yeah. Yeah, he's... He freezes or crumples into fetal position and cannot do anything. Yeah.
Yep.
I will grab the shotgun and...
It does only last until the end of the turn, however, so it's going to be on this turn it wears off unless you do it again.
Okay.
So you guys all have
right.
turn to make actions, though.
I park the vehicle and turn it off.
Okay, you rip it. So you finish parking it, and the back the back door is maybe like 2 feet from the front door.
Yep.
So that's what your turn. You don't have to make a roll for that because that's the
Perfect.
wrap up of your first driving roll.
Oh, right, because you said 2 turns. Yep.
Correct. Crowley, what would you like to do? Seeing this, you still have the chain around his leg, obviously.
Do I see Ollie get out of the vehicle?
No, Ollie went invisible the minute he went out, and that was a round ago when you were too busy focused on the
My
front.
Auspex automatically will kick on, so I'll need to know.
If Ollie's actively attempting to hide from everybody, it would be an opposed roll.
Yeah,
If he
it
isn't
would
trying to hide
automatically oppose roll him.
Yep. So you guys can make an opposed roll. Just see if your unseen senses pick you up. It's like one of your passive powers. You're rolling, Ollie. You're rolling a Dex Stealth plus whatever your ranks are in Obfuscate, I believe.
No, it's
No?
bleh. I haven't written it down because I'm an idiot. But I think it's something obfuscate, like it's a straight up something obfuscate versus resolve or specs.
Gotcha. I'm down for right now. Just roll me a stealth obfuscate roll for right now.
Okay. You got it.
You don't need to
That's
make me
not
a
right.
hunger roll. No.
That's not right.
It's like, don't get hungrier, please.
No, yeah, that's not right. Not sure what's
Oh,
going on there.
wits obfuscate.
Wits obfuscate. Wits obfuscate. That's what we're looking for.
Thank you.
7. Okay.
Messy
So I have
critical
no
is not-
idea Ollie's there.
Yeah, he just doesn't see you.
Yeah.
Free action. I'm gonna grab the shotgun and yeet it towards the van.
Okay.
And then my action, I'm just gonna try and like hold this guy, and I look around, can't see Ollie, but I can see the van, and that means probably Dakota's gonna be coming to help. So I'm just gonna try and hold him and push
So
him into the van.
Yeah.
You're gonna make me a strength brawl check against 1 defense because he's cowed. He can't move. Ollie,
Ava-
what would you like to do? And Ava will get to you after that.
Okay.
We're getting
Just
to
moving
everybody.
up. He would move up.
You're at the
to
doorway
the
already,
proper
so you-
position.
You just want to
If-
get
if I
behind
gotta-
him.
If they've got control of the situation, I'm gonna move into the house.
Okay. You move into the house and right by him. As you walk in, you realize very quickly there is no other. He's a single dad. It looks like a small kitchen, a living room with a TV. The kid's bedroom is clearly in front of you because it has the names Anna and Lisa both on it, and another bedroom off to the right, which you would assume is his master bedroom.
Are there no other doors, like potentially leading to a basement or anything like that?
Nope, no basement. It looks like.
Okay, I'll check the. Is the door open to the child's room?
You walk over to it. It's shut, but it's not locked.
Just turn and peer into the room briefly.
Crack the door open a little bit, and as you look in just to see what's going on, you can see the 2 little girls huddled up on the bottom bunk with each other, eyes wide and tears streaming down their face. One of them is whimpering.
I shut the door again, and I'll move back.
You close the door and you're gonna head back. Fine. Ava, what are you gonna be doing on your turn?
Yeah, Ava's just gonna continue to glare at him.
You want to dread gaze him another round because it will end at basically this turn. So go ahead and make me another rouse check and then another roll.
Okay.
Okay, you get hunger.
Getting hungry. And 4 successes.
Okay, you are able to keep him locked in place as another round. Continually terrified. From here on out, is the plan to tie him up, throw him in the van, or knock him out rather, throw him in the van? No. Okay, so what is the plan to do with him? You have him, all of you, at just completely locked down. What do you want to do with him?
He's in the
here?
van, though. He's in the van at this point.
I
Only-
did put
no.
some restraints in the van, so I'll try and bundle him into the back of the van and then try and restrain him.
There is
That's
no
fine.
resistance. He's too terrified. Throwing him into the van is very easy. You throw him in, he
I
clatters
just immediately
to
ask. I was like, I immediately ask him,
Where's the Baron?
There is no response until the next turn. He's too
Great.
terrified right now, so he's
Just ask him
locked.
the question. This is what I want.
Is there a plan to take him away from here?
I want to check on the kids first.
My
I would suggest
plan is-
leaving. That gunshot was pretty loud, and somebody's going to call the police.
We're gonna fall out of initiative, quote unquote. We're not gonna go round around anymore. So, narratively speaking, what are you all doing? Crowley's gonna walk into the house and check on the kids. Ollie, you're gonna be walking by Crowley invisible as he's looking to go to the same place you just came from, Dakota.
Okay, I'm just gonna grab Crowley's cuff as he goes to leave and just say, grab his car keys.
Aye.
They're on the countertop nearby. Crowley just reaches over and just scoops him right off.
And I just simply say to him, if you tell us what we need right now, you can go back in there.
Give me a manipulation persuasion, but with a
How
plus
about this?
2.
I was about to say, can I do it intimidatingly?
Yes,
Well,
you can
actually,
absolutely be
let's see.
intimidating instead.
If you use your red eyes, you do get +2 intimidation versus monsters.
Mhm.
There we go. And I'll say,
Say, if not, I'm going to tear you limb from limb and leave you in the kitchen.
Make me your roll.
Okay.
strength plus that just wasn't a good roll. It's okay.
However,
cow?
he's already completely kowtowed and terrified. And with the simple, that simple question, with your eyes like flaring to an unnatural red, and you kind of hunched over, leaning maybe just 6 inches from his face as you threaten ripping his limbs off. He takes a couple of deep breaths and kind of chatters, and he looks like he's trying to get something out. He's like stuttering over his own words before he reaches out for like a pen and paper, like kind of writes it.
I reach in and I grab a small
he
black book
quickly
and a
scopes
pen.
it from you, and he just writes it all down very quickly. It's a dirty address that's written down, and he slides it back over to you. You recognize as Archer Heights, the neighborhood of Archer Heights.
Great. I snatch it back from my
Took it away, and I'm like, wonderful. If you can get up the balls to stand and walk back in your house, you can stay.
He scrambles up as you say that, doesn't give you a chance to say anything more as he crawls his way out, plops himself onto the yard out of the back of the van, and scurries back into his house.
If he's scurrying back in and I've just grabbed the car keys and I was heading
As you-
towards the
and
kids,
just-
I'll stop
yeah.
heading towards the kids.
Okay. Ollie, what do you do when you do have time in the house with Ollie, with Crowley before he scurries out of the van?
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna pinch
back.
the landline and find his phone, break it.
Okay. It's very easy for you to do. Do you rip the wire as well, like cut the wire outside?
Yeah.
Okay, you do so. Cut the wire outside and destroy his phone.
Nice, smart Ollie.
Everybody walks out relatively cleanly
I
from that
grab
point.
him when he's on the inside.
Yep.
And I'm just gonna get real close. And the shadows around will start to lengthen. Snakes start
Yeah.
to writhe within them.
Look, you've got 2 kids, and you're a sole parent. Don't put them in harm's way. And don't put yourself in harm's way, because they need you. Get out of the game.
Give me a manipulation persuasion.
Can it be intimidate?
Sure, if you're trying to intimidate him.
Yes.
ahead.
My snakes give me +2 on that.
Oh, yes, they do.
Um,
I did forget about that.
would this be manipulation or would it be charisma, intimidate?
Either is suitable in this particular instance.
Okay. Thank you. I'm gonna
Four successes.
willpower that.
Okay. You can get 2. Only 2.
It's important to me.
Oh, it's... Damn. Unfortunate.
Nothing
But
extra.
he, much like before, he kind of very clearly shaking, but with wide eyes gives you a very aggressive nod of yes. Like, and Crowley strides out quietly and pats him on the back on the way.
No,
and
pat him on the cheek, very obviously. Like,
yeah, okay, get close and give him a couple pats on the cheek, attaboy, and walk out of the house as he watches you leave with a terrified look on his face. And as Crowley walks by the camera on the outside and shuts the front door, everybody piles into the van off camera, and we can hear the van roar up.
Can we take his car?
If you'd like to, you did take the keys.
Yes, that is bait.
Who would like to take the car?
I guess I got the keys, so... And I trust Dakota with the van. That was a pretty nice slide, so I'll just slip into the car. And I'll look over at
Like
Dakota and
drift in a
look like...
van.
You're a better driver than me. You wanna... Where are we going?
I hold up an address.
Yep. You don't know if it's a house. You don't know if it's a factory. You don't know if it's a church. You don't know anything. You just know that's the address.
Literally, I have no idea, like, about the roads in Chicago. I literally have a map under my seat, so you...
Okay. Well, here's what we'll do. We'll,
Follow?
Well, yeah, follow me there. We'll park a few blocks out. All of us can get in the car. We'll wait on the block. Hope he'll come out, maybe, seeing his driver. And I kind of look at her, I'm like, Ollie?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, where did Ollie go?
Where?
I just have them. I know he's there. I just don't know
Does everyone
where.
feel like the van go?
Yeah.
You probably see like the production of like a broken phone fall to the floor.
Cool.
You got
Good
Ollie.
work.
Okay, I turn it off.
Yeah.
I thought that was a big giveaway, but all right.
Yeah, that was
Like, you're in the van. I can't really see a phone drop in the van.
Load up.
Let's go.
Who's going in the car? Is it only one person, or are multiple people going to go into the car? Who's going in what vehicle?
Crowley, you've got the car, yeah.
I got the car. We're going to park up a little way away before we do anything there.
I'll take
so-
the van then, and then
So you're going to do a
we can-
drive-by of the area and see what this
what
building
we're up,
is.
yeah, what we're up against.
Right.
Sure. As you make your way there, unless this conversation to be had,
What about him? I took out his phones. What if he still has another way that I didn't find? And he can get a hold of the Baron.
He'll be fine. He's got 2 girls to look after.
I guess we could follow up on it when this is done if we're really concerned.
How about I just put him out for the night?
No, he's got 2 girls to look after, and there's a gun shop. Police are going to come round.
You gonna put him out for the night?
I was gonna feed on him. Going in and out of being stealth, activating my strength, that's not free. It comes at a cost.
Same thing with the gays.
Now everybody wants to get a taste?
I'm pretty hungry myself.
I have a,
well, Ava, there's kids.
oh God.
That don't bother
yes.
me.
That's what I'm saying. I know it doesn't bother you. Ollie puts him out. Ava could put them out.
Allie, why don't you go ahead, scout the area. We'll meet you about 2 blocks north of this location.
All right. Yeah. I'm gonna have to feed. There's not much I can say about it. I just have to.
Me too.
I'll get something on the way. Take out. I'll meet you there.
I guess Dakota was offering to stay behind to let the 2 of you feed on him and his daughters if that's what you wanted to do.
I'm glad to do that. If we want to just, might as well. It's here, right? Before we get to the Baron.
Feed on who? If you're feeling him a little bit, he'll still be conscious when the police come around. That's fine, but there's not enough to share.
There are others in the house, weren't there?
His kids. Nah.
I'm not going to kill them. I'm just going to feed.
It's the Baron's men.
Probably some
They
dude who
fucking
got
deserve it.
cajoled into it or galled into it despite his will. And kids who are
In the
innocent.
distance, you suddenly hear sirens closing in.
Oh, all right. You know, let's just go. Let's just go.
Ollie's going to go
and-
feed on him, which is fine. Ollie steps out of the car.
Yeah.
Okay. You're going to be able to step in, corner him before anything happens. You don't see him on a phone when you step in. How hungry are you?
I'm just gonna slay 2 dots. It'll
Okay.
go back down to 1.
Okay. That's all you need to do. Does Ava step out and follow and just kind of ignore, or does she just say, screw it, then I'll stay hungry?
Screw it. I'll stay hungry.
Okay.
Crowley and his guilt trips.
You'll meet
I'll
up
make
with
sure
the
I
van.
Block up the door or the best that I possibly can, and make sure I grab the shotgun, kick any powder or debris that I can, make it look
Do a
as normal as
quick
possible. Flip
Yeah,
off a light, make it just look like he's sleeping on the couch.
Yep, absolutely. You put him down, you lick the wounds, there's no blood or anything like that. You're more careful than that. And you make it, like you said, look like he's just out on the couch. No weapon and no trace of any ammo that you can see that you've left behind. And you'll meet Dakota in the van 2 blocks to the north. Well, she'll have the door open. You kind of just step in. You don't see him enter. You feel the car's weight shift, and that's what you take as your notification to go. Meanwhile,
Here.
Then you head down to Archer Heights, further to the west through Brighton Park again, just to see where this address leads you. It's a small industrial center, not quite like the areas, or Archer Heights, but rather, yeah, I already said that. Not quite like the area where the cars were, where which of the yards are. Just a much more smaller area, apartments mixed with industrial areas. As you come up on the address on the right-hand side, a lot of the streetlights are still going, but a couple of them are flickering, a little darker and less taken care of out here. You drive by a VFW. For those who don't know what that is, that's a veterans house, a veterans gathering where they have, they can do parties. It's like a hall underneath, that kind of thing. You drive by it a couple times just to make sure, and that does seem to be the exact address that was given to you. On the outside, 2 black cars are parked.
Matching.
To Crowley, it looks the same. You didn't get their license plates. You didn't have time.
There were 2 other cars when I checked. This was the one I got the license from. So, it's the guys, goons, whatever they are.
Well, I immediately go unseen.
Okay. You see Ollie once again ripple out of existence.
I can't make one of those saves for the life of me.
You are having a very bad rouse check day, dude.
Yeah, it's a bad D10 day for you.
I'm
The
gonna
beast is anxious.
take a look and I'll report back.
Mathis, like the windows and stuff, are they boarded up? Heavy
Boarded
blinds?
up with metal bars in front of them as well.
Classic vampire. Okay.
Yeah.
In which case, I'll kick on my celerity, and I'll have a shifty.
Okay. Yes, Dakota.
Okay, sorry. I'm just thinking. I'm trying to say. I guess rapid reflexes does not require me to make a rouse check.
No, it's naturally on all the time.
It's on all the time.
It's
Even
like
better.
awe and all that stuff.
Yeah. So then I will. I'm just gonna go ahead and defy Bane. That'll be the one.
Okay.
I believe that's the one that I want. Sorry, y'all. My eyesight.
you're
I'm like
fine.
an old lady. I'm actually Ida in real life.
So Crowley's going to scout it. Ollie goes invisible. Is Ollie going to go to the front door? Where does Ollie head to?
I'm assuming, at least by fire code, there's probably a second door. And so
Oh
I
yeah,
will
of course.
find-
There's another door in the back and all that stuff. I just didn't know if you were like going to the front door to just stand there and wait, or what the plan was.
second door. He'll listen closely for any kind of commotion.
Absolutely, wits awareness then for that. Wits awareness as well for you, Crowley, as you do a scout.
I'll probably be trying to be a lot more invasive with my scouting. If there's any windows open on top floor, any chimneys, any doors that are left ajar, that sort of stuff.
Looking for anything.
Oh, Dakota's hungry. She's getting hungry. Somebody's gonna get it.
Dude is gonna have a bad day, so
Yeah.
6.
Yeah.
Ooh, beautiful. And Ava, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna stick back for now.
Staying kind of near the car or in the van for now. That's
Yep.
fine. Ollie, as you
wait.
listen in near the back door, just listening for anything, while you can't pick up specifics, you can hear what sounds like a weird musical jingle that then cuts really hard to muffled mumbling that eventually cuts to what sounds like more music. Sounds like commercials might be playing. There might be a TV going on somewhere inside. For Crowley, looking around, looking for kind of openings, looking for openings in the second floor, windows that might be left ajar. Maybe serendipitously, the front door is just unlocked for one. The first thing you check and you turn the handle, it's like, oh, the door's unlocked. As you go looking around, scattered in rooms, most of them are empty. Lights are out, doors shut, locked. But eventually you come by the window that leads into the gathering hall where a lot of events are kind of held. And you actually see 3. And as you watch a little bit more, 1 comes in and out from the bar and back. 4, at least 4 guys just sitting back there. 2 of them are drinking and chatting. And 1's looking at a TV that's up in the corner of the wall, an old CRT TV. You can't tell what's on. It's hard to tell.
Okay.
That's on the first floor in the back, towards the back door where Ollie is.
Okay. Can I have a look around any further, any other floors or any other like basement?
There's a
entrances or
second
anything?
floor, but getting a look at the second floor does not seem to be anybody up there. The only area where there seems to be any people is this one room.
Okay. And there's no like obvious basement access anywhere.
Nope, there's no like double door basement. VFWs don't really have that stuff on the outside. If there's basement, it's access. It's going to be on the inside.
Okay. can I shift you around on the inside to look for if there's possibly a basement access?
You want to just open? You want to head on the inside?
Yeah, I'll open the door and I'll have a sneak around.
All right.
Since I'm on the outside still, I'll report to the others what I saw, and then.
Okay. So you move to the back where Ollie. I think you've probably told each other where everybody's going to be, and just kind of get next to Ollie. Dakota, where are you going to end up being?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I think if we're convening for a second, like, how are we gonna let's actually talk about this versus like breaking open
So
doors.
you guys did a
Right,
scout,
right.
and then you all reconvened at the van. We'll just say
Okay.
that you kind of got a quick look, a quick listen, a lay of the land, and you
Four guys.
return.
Multiple stories.
2 stories.
Two
stories. No one on the second story. On the base, first story. It's ground floor for me, but first story. 4 dudes. One of them's looking at a CRT TV, and it's kind of fuzzy, and I can't really tell what's on. If there's a basement, which, you know, I haven't seen the Barons, so I'll need to have a look. I can go have a look quite easily.
Wait,
Door's unlocked.
what if we just wait? He's gonna run. Let's set him up. You go in, you take him out.
And I look at the two of you knowing exactly what we did with Malik.
And we flush that motherfucker out.
Are there any cars? When she
There
said
are
run, are there any cars?
2
There's
cars.
2 plus the one that we
black
pulled up.
cars.
Plus, obviously,
Then,
the one you have.
I'm gonna walk over and I'm gonna push my thumb through each of the tires.
Yep. Without, just give me a strength roll. I'll check either way.
Yeah.
I can prepare our vehicle to make a quick exit.
Yeah.
Walk
what-
over to it, and with a kind of a little bit of resistance, but just a little effort, you kind of pierce through the rubber, and you hear like a little pop, and you just watch as Ollie goes to each tire, popping each one, pressing his finger directly into it.
What if we park this car we nicked at the back? Someone stays in that car. If the Baron runs, he gets in the car. Whoever's in the car shuts him down.
I can do that.
Ooh, dirty.
That
Was
way,
the
if we
original
miss him or if
thought.
he runs, Ava's got him.
Yeah.
All right, Ava.
Ava gets in the driver's seat of the car that you have.
Yep.
Imagine Ava being in the back seat lying down would be better, because otherwise he might get in and be like,
He might see
Yeah.
a girl.
Okay, so who's gonna drive this one?
So
No
I
one is-
don't think anybody's driving.
yeah, like the Baron would get in to
car-
drive it away or whatever.
Right, right, but
car-
you want to park the car back
We're just
there, right?
parking the car.
Yeah.
We're just parking the
Alright.
car by the back door, leaving the engine running, and putting Ava in the back seat. Just
Yep.
to start.
Maybe
It
don't
would
even
be
leave
one
the
of
engine
these-
running. If in case he does turn it on, just pull the battery out.
Yeah, because my expectation would be run for the cars, and hopefully we get him before he gets there. But we're just trying to flush him out, and the car's the distraction. And Ava's there in case he does get in. Okay, so Dakota looks at the two of you and goes, "Well, I can't go in with a whole lot of stealth, so I can follow behind the two of you, but I am
Okay,
Oh.
A really good distraction."
at
We
the
also
back,
forgot about our
Ava.
friend here, Arnold.
Is
Did we
Arnold
take
with
him?
us?
I thought we left him.
I thought he was going with us.
He was-
gonna get his
we
hands
He was
discussed
dirty.
at
supposed
one
to come
point.
with us, but
He can be here or he cannot. That's totally up to you. He wouldn't have said a word either way up to this
Yeah,
point.
we don't know his abilities and stuff. It's probably better easier to leave him, just in case.
I'm
Yeah,
fine
we
with
wanted-
leaving him.
Okay, we left him.
We were trying to give him a reason to actually.
Oh
you know,
yeah, I
be
guess
welcome.
we could
Oh,
give
right,
him
be
like a
useful.
door
Be
duty or
involved.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess we
door
could bring
duty,
him.
and
Yeah.
he's
Maybe
there
just
with
watching the
Ava in
car.
case. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Good call. Good call.
My new friend
Okay.
can stay with me.
Yeah.
So the back car, take the battery out, just put it in the boot for now, whatever.
Is is the plan to go in loud through the front door and try and flush him out the back?
Me and Ollie were going through the front door silent, and then like 2 minutes later, Dakota goes in loud.
They basically set up in secret. I come in as the distraction, and they attack once I've made it.
And if he starts
Upstairs, right?
running and he finds his car, he'll be like, "Perfect, get in," and it doesn't go anywhere, and Ava shuts him down, or Annie shuts him down.
I was about to say,
Probably
yeah.
like, why don't we go in from the top and flush him out that way?
Yeah. The downside
Flush
is
him
like
out.
we
There's
don't know
definitely
what's
access
basement.
to get inside for sure.
I'll burst in the
Yeah.
front door. You're coming in from the top. They'll flush out the back, which is where the cars are.
I can get upstairs easy. Walls are no thing.
I'm just
Be
worried
quick.
about what happens if he just like bunkers down in the basement, because that's what I
Well, if
suspect he
I
is.
Well, if we're
I
moving from
find
top
him.
down, it doesn't matter. We're gonna pigeonhole him anyways.
And if I get a hold of him, I'll just tear the wall out. I'm not really worried about a stopper or a blocker. He shot my friend.
I just want my hands on his throat. Let's do it.
Easiest way to find the
Johnson.
basement.
Yep, we'll work from top down. If he doesn't run, then we corner him in the basement. Better yet, I'll go check the basement while the two of you take out the four fuckers up on the top floor.
Was there any like sewer accesses, like major water runoffs or sewer accesses on the way?
Oh
to
yeah,
this place?
there definitely be a major sewer access to VFW's kind of government adjacent.
Okay, I'm just making sure that they may not have like a basement exit that would run along like a water runoff, and they may escape that way. I'll keep that in mind if there is something like that that looks like that.
Yeah, I'll keep a lookout.
If you want, I can actually go into the basement silently and see.
Yeah, that's probably for the best. If there's no doubt it's a VFW hall, you're gonna find a basement.
Yeah.
So
give me 2
now
minutes.
we're just gonna wait it out, okay?
No, do your thing. Give me 2 minutes beforehand. If there's a basement, there's a problem. I'll wait in there for if there's a problem. If there isn't,
Pitter batter. Dakota's like, we are here. We are standing here wasting time. Go get him. Go. Dakota's like, let's do it.
And as Crowd is about to go, he turns to Raven and just says, "If it goes sideways, hit the horn in the car."
Sure thing.
In he goes. Dex stealth. All that good stuff.
Turning everything on. Everything is already on. I'm gonna willpower that just in case, because I assume there's gonna be a lot of stuff trying to counter me.
Okay.
Willpower's on point today.
I gotta make a roll here. Oh my god. Not a single success. Jesus
Wow.
Christ. You make your way inside the VFW, right through the front door, unlocked as it was. There are no lights in the lobby. The only lights that you can see actually are flickering from the TV and the low lamp light coming from the gathering room directly down the hall. There's a stairwell that leads upstairs and an office building, or office room rather, to your right. But as you continue to explore past the stairwell, a good distance from the actual gathering hall, you do come across what would be the basement, except the door is not what you would expect to be a door leading to a basement. It's iron, locked, solid. The frame itself has been removed and replaced, and this entire area has been clearly fortified.
I'm gonna find the easiest like nook or cranny or beam or something near here.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go up
Perch.
into that perch, whatever it is.
Strength athletics, please.
All he said was
Pin
like 2
yourself
minutes,
up.
right? If
Yeah,
I'm-
he's
if
only
I'm
getting
gonna
2
wait
minutes. He's
I only
basically
need 2
found
minutes.
it and perching. He's just
He's either
waiting.
been caught or he's waiting. So I'm gonna move after 2 minutes.
Okay. So you perch yourself up into the corner. Meanwhile, Ava drives the car around back, parks it quietly, and turns the car off, laying herself in the back seat very, very silently. Ollie, you move inside, and your plan is to set up in the hall where they all are.
No, I'm gonna start sweeping. Are they all in the one spot or are they in different
Yeah, as you
rooms?
continue to go through, you went through upstairs, and as Crowley told you, it is actually completely empty up here. There's a couple storage rooms and a couple offices, but there's nothing there. Making your way downstairs into the first floor where everybody is, as you go through, yeah, it seems like everybody is in the main area. The only room you can't check from here is the kitchen that's attached to the hall. You have to go through the hall to get to the kitchen.
Okay. And how many men are in this primary room?
The primary room, you can see 4 kind of milling about.
All right. What's it looking like in the kitchen?
You make your way through the room and you can hear them chattering. It's a lot of small talk and a lot of quiet night. Thank God, it's been busy for a while. Just need a
None
beer
of them the
tonight.
Baron?
You don't know what they're talking about specifically, what jobs, but you don't hear no Baron name.
No. Are any of them the Baron?
Oh, none of those 4 are the Baron. No,
Gotcha.
no.
Okay.
You make your way back into the kitchen. You actually can hear sounds of food being made. There's a rather large guy sitting in the back putting together what looks to be really simple burgers. And there's 5
sampling?
plates. Yeah, he's taking a bite of one, taking a bite of another.
Okay. And there's no other doors, nothing like that in this.
The kitchen does have a back alley exit towards the back near where the refrigerator would be.
All right. I'm gonna sleep this guy.
Okay.
I'm gonna be as quiet as possible, and I'm gonna bring him down to his sleep.
Nice.
Okay. You're
First,
basically
I'm gonna
grapple strangling this guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna rouse for my my potence though. Holy
boy.
hot damn! I got one.
Yeah.
Finally.
The time is now.
Brawl, strength, and.
Are
I
you looking to
guess
kill him?
potence on-
Like choke him
no,
out completely
I'm
and
just
kill him?
literally just trying to.
Okay.
I'm
Would you like to
trying
use
buy us, like,
willpower or
5
stay with
minutes.
the 3?
Yeah, I think I'll willpower. Yeah, that's fine.
Give me 3.
Boop.
So
Yeah,
4
4.
successes total. You slip up behind this guy, and out of nowhere, an arm is behind, kind of slides under his neck, and he goes to say something and reach up, but his strength, it does not match your own. And as the arm slips and locks under the chin, he can't get his chin under there to stop you. That was his first reaction. Clearly, somebody who's seen combat in the past. You were able to get it under his neck, and before he does throw a few hard punches behind him as best he can, but they're met with just a solid thud, thud, thud as he gasps a bit, and you can crush the bone that allows him to breathe. And after a little bit of time, he kind of goes limp into your arms, and you quietly set him down.
Okay, I'd say by now Dakota probably moves in. I know her plan was to go in and be loud through
It
the
is
front
like the
door.
first 5 minutes as he walked
Yeah.
in.
Okay, it's like he
shouted and
walked in.
choked.
Wait,
Crowley went to the basement and into the corner. Now Dakota slides in. Are you being quiet?
No. And she's gonna go in on the second floor. She's gonna
Okay.
try to draw them up. To.
Would you like to climb your way to the second floor? Or do you go into the front door and go up the stairs?
Oh, is it right there by the front door?
The stairs are to the left down a hall. It's a little bit of a walk, but not a big walk.
Do you think they would see me?
They're all in the gathering hall. Unlikely. You'd have to make a dex stealth check, of course, but it would be against a relatively low difficulty.
No, I feel like I could probably make the jump.
Okay.
I'm just gonna make.
You're gonna
the
add
jump
your
up
parkour to
yeah,
this
to a
because there's
second floor
things-
window. Yeah.
Yep. Dex
Um,
athletics.
I want them to know. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, okay. 2.
Okay. You're able to do it. It's not super graceful, but it's also not like sloppy either. It's functional as you
Yeah.
kind of clamber up certain things and kick off and bounce. And eventually you are met on the roof, and there is a door that leads to what you either a ladder or a small stairwell that would.
I
lead
was
to
about
the
to say
second floor.
I'm trying to make. I
I was gonna
elbow
say,
in a window.
Strength
kick
brawl
it
as you go
in.
to the door. There's only a door up here, so as your way up, you smash a window on the way up. But give me a
Yeah.
strength. And you walk up to the door. You don't kick the door open. You don't punch the door open. You get your fingers around the edge and you just rip the door from its hinges and slam it against a wall. Everybody, now Ollie, you don't have to make a check. Crowley, you don't have to make a check. Ava, you don't have to make a check. Ollie, as you gently put him to the ground and you stand up, you can hear a loud bang, wham onto the ground upstairs, and all the talk stops outside. And you can hear the chairs scooting against the floor as everybody stands up and you hear footsteps. Does Ollie want to do anything? Does he let them go?
Unseen passage, move right back out into that room.
Do you want to engage with them, or would you like to? Wow, no hunger gain again. Very nice.
I know.
Would you like to engage with them, or do you want to follow them upstairs?
I'm gonna follow them, and as soon as I see them start hitting the stairs, I'm going to grab the last guy, arm up under neck, other hand over mouth, and I'm gonna pull him and choke him out around the corner.
I love it. Okay, so we'll have that happen. Crowley, you can see them coming. Now, they won't get to you because the basement door is past the stairwell, but you can see the group of 4 of them marching their way then. So can I get a dex stealth check from you first, Ollie, as you're going to try and quietly nick this guy and hopefully they don't see him.
Oh, okay. Dex stealth. Would my obfuscate make much of a difference here?
Because you're gonna do an aggressive attack, you're gonna pop into existence. So it's basically, do they catch a glimpse of you as you pop into existence or not?
It
Gotcha.
pops
Okay.
before the attack.
Yeah. As soon as you
okay.
do something
So you said-
aggressive.
Gotcha. Dex stealth then.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Dex stealth.
Okay.
Would
Would you like to? You can willpower one of those.
Yeah. I got the willpower for it. Yeah, why not?
Okay. Give me one reroll.
Reroll 1 die.
Would there be
I
a
got a success.
bonus from Silent Passage, the first level power that we often forget about exists because it's really awkward?
Footsteps.
Yeah.
Yes. Technically, I guess I would give you one extra D10 because you have Unseen Passage rolling consistently. I heard it.
Got
Right.
4.
Oh man.
So 2 is not. I'm looking for 2 is what I'm looking for. However, 1 is going to stick behind. The 2 are going to continue. 1 is going to catch a glimpse, but by the time he stops and turns, the other 2 turn the corner on the stairs and continue up and don't catch him. Crowley, can I get a wits awareness from you to see if you catch him stop before he has a chance to do anything?
Okay.
You actually do see him stop short. As the 4 approach, you actually see 1 get yanked around a corner. You don't see his arm. You just see him stop short and he gets pulled. At that same time, the one right in front of him was actually looking behind to make sure he was being followed. He saw it happen. He stopped short, but the other 2 didn't. And they continued up the stairs. He's about to start running back that way. Do you do anything?
Yeah, so I can see that guy from where I am, right?
Yep, you can see him from where you are in the corner of the roof.
Sure. And he hasn't seen me, so. How far away is he, roughly?
Maybe like 10, 15 feet.
Longer than the length of the chain.
How long is the chain?
It's probably only about 10 feet. Probably about 12 feet, actually. It's a maybe iffy.
You could move up
The length
in
of
your
your
turn.
arm.
Oh, length of my arm.
Length of
Yeah,
your
well, I
arm.
guess it would be 15 feet then.
I would
Yeah.
allow it. I would
Okay.
definitely allow that.
Yeah, I'll use that. I will use the weighted end rather than the pointy end, so I'll just
Okay.
hit him with the blunt because I don't.
So you want to hit him in the
kill
back of the head? Is that what you're looking to do?
I'm looking to knock him out.
Okay. Let's get your roll. You're rolling against a 1 defense. You're doing a called shot for the head, so make sure you take your -2.
Mechanically, does the cold shot really do anything? Or I could just do bludgeoning damage, like non-lethal.
With enough, the way I don't know if that's technically written in the rules
Yeah.
this way, but with enough damage to a head, I would just knock him out. It
Okay.
would be less damage than you're looking for than if you were to do just blunt force trauma and just trying to beat him down.
Yeah. Okay. In which case, yeah, that's cool. I'll go for that. 4.
You could re-roll 1 if you have that opportunity. If you'd like to.
I've got a margin of 3. I'm quite happy with that.
Okay. So as you let the chain roll from your sleeve, you actually watch as the weighted end, the blunt part, just thuds in the back of his arm. You see a little spatter of blood kind of hit the ground and smear as he just collapses onto his face. Ollie, you actually hear 2 thuds, a lighter thud followed by a much heavier thud as you take care of this guy and choke him out.
Okay. Is it like a new round, or what do we have going
Yep,
on?
that's everybody's
Okay,
action because
so-
Ava's not going to be doing anything.
No
in
one
this round.
else
She's
could
waiting.
see where I was when I took that guy out, right?
Nope, nobody though, because they rounded the corner of the stairs and.
In which
and
case, yeah,
couldn't
I'm
see
staying where I
anything.
am. I'm
Okay.
watching the door.
Okay, I want a wits awareness from you then, Crowley. Ollie, you choked this guy out. You know they went up the stairs.
I'll let Doc go
It's-
first on this
I was
one.
about to say, do I get a? I'll take action. I would
Oh
think while
yeah,
they're coming.
they chased you. They're going up the stairs and meeting you on the 2nd floor. I'm totally sorry, I forgot.
Oh yeah. Go
Let's go to Dakota. As you're standing on the 2nd floor and smashing doors and splintering wood kind of spreads everywhere, and you're making your way towards the stairs, you can hear them coming before you see them. You can hear
Great.
the heavy
barrel
up the
weapons
stairs.
immediately.
Okay, go ahead and make me. Do you need to rouse for that? I'm
I
imagining.
do have to rouse for that one.
Okay. No hunger gain. As you
Fantastic.
watch your fingers elongate, bones snap, and claws sprout from where your nails are.
Yep,
And right around the corner, you can see them.
Great. As soon as they come up, I'm just gonna barrel
Jump at
and-
them?
Yep.
Make me
It's
your
now
attack roll. The first one around the corner is going to get a
Nice.
reflex attack of shooting at you because range happens first, but you're not gonna have a 1 defense.
Okay. Cool.
And it's just bullets. So
Actually, if they're both coming up the stairs, can I barrel one into the other?
Yeah,
like
that can-
tackle
that'd be
both
your
of them. That way it
attack,
could be
more or
it could be a
less.
grapple.
could you make me a your reflex save, your dodge?
Athletics, dexterity.
Athletics.
Normally at -2, but rapid reflexes, you don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
It's true source. 2.
Okay. No, never mind. You take no damage. The 2 bullets kind of just hit you as you are bounding into a run, putting holes in them. But it's like a really gentle flinch as you just, with no loss of momentum, charge forward. Now you may make me your strength brawl checks.
Oh, y'all.
Are they just
Feral
coming down
weapons
the
makes it
stairs now?
aggravated, right? Super
Make-
aggressive.
They're aggravated
Yes.
against mortals.
Yep.
Mortals. Yeah.
Are they coming down the stairs now? If she's hit them?
They're coming up the stairs because she's on the second
And I'm
floor.
about to tackle them down.
She's about to tackle
Okay.
them back down the stairs.
Gotcha.
So
hoping to
Dakota,
take
do you
extra
want to re-roll any of those, or you're good?
Yes. You know what? I'm gonna willpower that. I
Get 3.
got plenty of that to go around. Be kind. Yeah.
An extra success gives you 5, no critical. Okay, that's still great though. With 5 successes of aggravated damage, you leap into this guy. Now, would Dakota sink her claws just right into his chest?
Into his chest and just ride him down like a.
So as they wheel around, and he quickly pulls a pistol and pops 2 shots off, both hitting you as you bound off of your hind legs and go down the stairs, allowing gravity to help you speed up. You feel your nails sink into one of his forearms, pinning it into his chest, and the other one into his gut as he spits up blood. As you careen down the couple of stairs, Ollie, as you look up, you watched as they turned the corner, and now suddenly one comes barreling down on top of another. Could you roll me, please, Dakota, 2d10, just bludgeoning, just damage on the other one?
Yes, sir.
So you do No damage to the other one. He just kind of gets knocked prone, which is its own penalty in and of itself. And you see Dakota on top of the other one. Blood is spurred up against the wall and oozing out of the sides.
I have to feed next round, yeah? I'd love
And if you feed in combat, it takes 3 rounds.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right, because it's only... Okay, yeah. No, we'll wait on that. I'll feed
So
after
did
combat.
did they step on like a landing, or is it still like
It is a
mid-stairs?
landing, a corner landing where
Okay.
they turn. They landed on the landing 1 flight of stairs up.
Then
You could easily get there.
yeah, I'll leap up and I'll pinch the one that she hasn't had an effect on yet, and I'll bring him to an unconscious state as well.
Okay. Well, how would you like to just pick him up and punch him in the head? Are you going to choke him out? How are you?
It's like grab him by like the neck from the floor and then just bounce his head off the rail.
Okay. Can I just get a strength brawl, please? Oh, that's so nonchalant. Dakota, while the guy you're still on is still breathing and he's still like fighting back to the best of his ability, before you realize it, landing like very gently next to you, Ollie's large figure. He very stoically reaches down and grabs the guy's neck as he tries to fight and simply lifts him up, looks him in the eyes for a second as he's just like making like fuck you kind of motions with his mouth before you just see Ollie very quickly think, and it makes that funk noise against a metal rail. And he kind of still groggy, and you give him one more just to make sure, and he goes completely out in your hands.
Goose egg.
You hear footsteps powering up the basement stairs, Crowley.
Cool.
Very quickly. The door opens at the end of this round.
Okay, that's what I'm basically waiting for. As soon as the door will open, I'll be ready.
All right, and the door opens. We lead into the next round as the doors open. What is Crowley's reaction to the door opening?
My reaction to the door opening is I'm gonna throw a stake at the chest of whatever it is that comes through.
Okay. Whether it's the Baron or not, whoever's getting it is getting a stake.
Yeah.
A figure steps forward before you have a chance to even register who it is. Make your attack.
Okay. They haven't seen me, I assume. Because I'm literally
As far as you are aware, you have not been seen.
Okay, in which case, it's all happening. I'm gonna rouse the blood.
Okay.
I do get hungry.
Okay.
Here we go. I'm gonna willpower reroll 3.
Is this like what, your 4th willpower this session?
Third.
3rd?
6.
6 successes, and that's you gave yourself the minuses for throwing a stake at the heart and all that other good stuff.
Oh,
Because it's like complicated. Hang on,
it's
hold on one second.
is it -2 because it's a cold shot or something?
I thought it was a -5 for trying to hit the heart. Let's double check.
Oh, really? I thought that's decapitation.
I'm gonna double check
Right.
because I could be very wrong.
Cold shot is something I am not affair with.
220. It is a -2. You're looking to do 5 points of damage. That's
Yep.
what I'm looking for.
Okay, let me reroll then with -2.
Yes, please.
I'll remove that willpower.
For combat staking, the hunter must make a called shot at a -2 penalty and inflict 5 points or more of damage of either type before halving.
Not great the second time.
Yeah. And what are you rolling? Are you rolling your...
Athletics, dexterity, plus rouse the blood, plus specialism, -2.
So if you willpower and reroll, you could crit, and that would give you 5, and that would be exactly what
I
you
do
were
have
looking
+1 damage on this stake because it's specially made for this
Yep.
purpose. So if I
So
get
you-
3 successes, that would be enough.
You'd have to roll 2 10s or 3 flat successes.
Yeah, I'm gonna
to do
try
that.
it because even then it's damage, so it's good.
Yep.
That's true.
4.
Okay. So so as this figure comes barreling out of the basement and takes a few steps forward, before you ever even register who this is, you throw the stake. It's a little low. You can tell as it hits, and he actually kind of stumbles forward. He looks behind, and in his gaudy ass clothes, there stands the Baron. You actually hear more footsteps coming up from the basement as well, but he kind of reaches for himself, doesn't really say much, just fuck, 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 and actually just keeps moving, running as fast as he can. He's gonna pass the stairwell. Dakota and Ollie are both gonna see a gaudy dressed figure run by the bottom of the stairwell, followed
I
by.
want him. Dakota wants him.
So that's what Crowley's attack is going to be. What about? Okay, so Ollie, Dakota, what are you going to do? This guy that you're on, Dakota, is still alive and breathing.
So did you not? Did you hit him, but it wasn't.
I
It
basically
didn't do
heart.
5 damage, so it did 4 damage. So it'd be halved against vampires. So I only did like 2 points of superficial damage.
If he had done 5 before it had been halved, it would have been enough, and it would have went down.
I will. Can I just? I'm gonna bound off this guy if I gotta use him as a trampoline off this landing and try to tackle the Baron.
You
Like,
could.
even use parkour to try to. I just want to stop him from running.
I would definitely allow parkour to add the bonus. If you're just going to try and leap at this guy, to
Leap
the best
at him
of your
and like
ability.
and grapple.
He's going to get obviously
a
a reflexive defense roll the best you can.
strength. I will take.
You're just straight brawling,
strength
straight
brawl.
raw, trying to take this guy down.
Strength brawl.
Oh my god, man, fuck!
6.
I can't roll shit tonight. Very, very easily, you leap out of this guy, pulling your claws out of him. The blood just kind of spurting a little bit as he screams in pain as your claws come out of his pinned arm, out from his stomach. And you, without even thinking about it, using him, just stepping on him, leap off of this thing and come from behind. Now he's a bit far behind, so you weren't able to grab him on his back, but you were able to, in an MMA style, get him from behind the legs and knock his knees out. And you're able to kind of grab him by them, and you both go barreling forward.
Great.
His goon, whether it be ghoul, kindred, or mortal, comes barreling up from the basement as well. You'll see he basically passes the front door on this round. Ollie, you have a guy writhing on the ground below you that Dakota left half alive as you watch Dakota leap off the stairs to this guy.
She's got the Baron, so it seems. And we saw one more guy or 2 guys behind.
One guy is coming through the door.
He's coming through the door. And I have no idea whether or not it's kindred or
Yeah, nobody does.
a ghoul. So I will. If she's got that, then I'll go for the ghoul or whatever is coming out of the door.
You're just gonna step out the stairway and meet this ghoul kind of head on, or mortal head on, and get ready to fight this thing.
Well, we just saw him come through, and are they not through the door?
Yeah, they're not. They're basically at the end of this round. They're going to be where Baron was last round, which is just ready to come through the door on the next round.
Can I line myself up to basically like spear shove the door, so when they come through to push the door open the rest of the way, I'm like meeting them on the opposite side to drive the door back into them?
Yeah, you can. You're around. You go down the stairs. You're going to leave that guy half alive up there. You're probably not going to be a problem as far as you know, but you make your way down the stairs and you'll just go up to the door, and you'll be at the door as you see the silhouette coming up the stairs.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wait, and when I feel that the door like get clipped, I just barrel myself right into it.
So Crowley, you see Ollie come up and he just kind of pushes the door shut enough so that they'll have to open it for the next one, and the next round he's going to do as he described. So what does Crowley do? Is Crowley going to just go? You did your stake thing, that's right. So we go into the next round. Dakota, you have him pinned. I really only need another way. What are you planning on doing with him?
I'm gonna try to like pin him to the ground or try to I slide my belt off if I can hold on to him. I'm gonna bind his feet. First step is like get his feet like just
I need an opposed strength brawl because he's gonna try and break free here.
And this is still a grapple?
Yep, for this roll.
7.
Oof.
1, 2, 3, 4. Even with 5 successes, I can't do it. So you're gonna take you said his shirt?
My belt.
Your belt
off
and tie his feet
and
up.
bind his feet really tight. That's what I do this round.
That says, your round is going to be that opposed roll where you keep him pinned, and then, like you said, you wrap the belt and pull it really tight as his feet are stuck.
Seeing that Ollie's got this door and that Dakota's basically got the Baron pinned, but we need a way to just end this, get out. I'm just going to go over, grab the stake out of him, pull it out, and then I'm just going to throw it point blank into him.
Yep.
Like,
you may make me that attack. He's only going to have a 1 defense basically when you do this because he's been pinned thanks to Dakota.
What would be the limit at which point he is indefensible and you can just go?
The only time you're indefensible is when you're in torpor or unconscious. Technically, you're always going to be because you could just miss, or you could hit a hard bone or something along those lines.
Will I get any bonus from like the assist of him being less able to move?
That's what the 1 difficulty is for. That's what representing him being on the ground.
Oh right, I just need 1 difficulty rather than the 5.
Yeah, correct.
Right. Okay, I got you.
He's pinned, he's held, he's tied. Both of you are there. You're not looking for a super hard difficulty. I'm expecting you to be fine.
All right, do I still take my -2?
Unfortunately, yes. So just play by the books.
Hey.
Okay, that's all you need. After you kind of walk over, like you said, you just kind of pull it out of it. It was just a little low this time. He wiggles a bit, but with Dakota there, it's not a problem. You just kind of put your foot on him. You kind of line the stake up, and then you just use your foot and just push down onto it.
Yes.
Second time lucky.
And then he just goes stiff. Just kind of goes stiff and goes inert. Ollie, the door moves. Opposed strength brawl, please.
They're gonna
As you just slam the door back into him.
Potence is on top of this, so 5 on top of that.
On with a critical hit. You, as the door creaks open a little bit, you take one step with both your arms kind of locked step, and with as much effort as you can, you slammed the door back. You watch as the door frame and the bricks around it crack and dust crumbles. You don't hear a scream. You don't hear any voice. You just hear a thud, and then a few other seconds later, you hear another thud, thud, thud. Do you open the door to check?
Yeah, why not?
As you look down, clearly broken arm and broken leg, there's this man at the bottom, just crumpled mess.
I'll go down and fetch him.
Yep, you scoop him up from the collar. He's bleeding out of his nose and his mouth. And you just bring him up. Did you say, is he breathing?
Does he have a heartbeat? Is he breathing?
You're gonna need a roll for that to see if you can tell.
Does he look like he's been dead a while? Like,
are you asking if he's kindred?
Yeah.
Oh, he's not. He's mortal. Oh, he's 100% mortal. He's warm to the touch.
Sure.
Yep.
All right, then yeah, I'll fetch and bring him upstairs.
Okay. As everybody kind of congregates in the hallways with all 4 bodies in some form of disrepair, except for the guy who is halfway climbed up the stairs at this point, and you can hear him moaning and heavily gasping.
Is that the one? Can I just kill him?
If you'd like to.
Can I just feed on him and be done with him?
You could get 1 point of hunger slaked off of him before he's dead.
Great. He's dead.
So if you want to finish him via feeding, okay, you may take a dot and take a stain for finishing him off that way.
Right. Yep. And then I can't remember how to mark a stain on this sheet. Do you mark it?
Yeah, you go down to the bottom. It says humanity. You can click on one of the boxes that's not your humanity at the end, and you put a dash.
Right.
I'm gonna go down to the basement.
Okay. You make your way.
As I walk down, I'm gonna just say to the others, chuck the 2 dead people in the van, and I guess we're golden. I'm gonna check the basement.
Great. I kind of look at Ollie and I'm like, hey, you want to take his body to the car with Ava?
Yeah, I'm gonna take his friend here as well.
Great.
I'll start moving dead bodies to the van and let Ollie carry.
So we see the 3 of you kind of
forward.
begin to clean up, and Crowley makes his way down into the basement. As you make your way down here, it's very clear that this place was, if not his haven, one of his havens, or a place that's been saying. Obviously, the door being reinforced with a dead giveaway for Crowley. But as you make your way down here, clearly the kind of bare existence of what's up here is an indication that it may not be his main haven. There's a couple of posters up on the wall for local football stars and the like. But the thing that catches your eye is that there's a table, rather large, but there's a very tiny stack of money that seemed to have been being counted in some way. As you make your way over, it's not hundreds or $500 bills. It's 20s and 10s.
I'm gonna grab like a bin liner out of a bin somewhere, just dump the trash on the floor, put the money in the bin liner.
Okay,
I'm assuming that the haven looks like a masquerade breach if mortal authorities see it.
It's not a lot of blood or anything. No, it's pretty clean.
But
It's just
does
weird.
it look like vampire sleeps here, gar, or is it
Nope.
fine? Okay.
It's fine.
In which case,
It
leave.
just looks like somebody sleeps here, but that's it.
Cool.
So you just dump the money in the bin and you just make your way upstairs?
No, I put the money in the bin liner and I just put the bin liner over the shoulder. I'm gonna give it back to people.
Sure. You take the cash, what you can, and as you make your way upstairs, you just make your way up at the tail end where all the bodies are finished piled up. You hear the doors shut. Ava, the front door opens. I'm assuming you're putting the Baron in this black car.
Yes.
Yeah. So you just kind
that
of
would be
pile him in
my-
the back seat. Ava, the Baron tied up and staked with his eyes wide, is just kind of slid into the car.
Is that
You
it?
heard-
Are we ready to go?
Really no commotion in there. You heard a couple of pops, but it wasn't that loud.
I imagine that Dakota would kind of meet up with Ollie at the car as Crowley finishes up what he's doing.
Everybody kind of comes
A
together.
trash can.
I let them both know that there are at least 3 men that are unconscious in there. There's one in the kitchen. There's one that was trying to go up the stairs, and the one that I bounced the head off the rail.
Does anybody need to feed?
A couple of people need to, I think.
Yep. I'll take care of that.
Feeding
And
time.
we have a body, and Crowley likely needs food.
Great.
Yep.
I'll take 1 slate of hunger if possible.
Yep. You can
There are
take
now
us
going to be
over.
3 bodies and the Baron in the back of that van. So it's gonna be
The Baron's in the car. We're gonna deliver the Baron tonight.
Dakota, if you want to play a little more intelligently, you could feed first and then finish the guy off to bring yourself to 0 hunger. You're gonna gain the stain, but you want to kill him.
I already have 1 stain, right?
Well, I'm saying you instead of feeding off of him first,
just change the order.
Feed off of somebody you're not going to kill, and then finish him off to slake your hunger completely.
That's great. Let's do that.
So you're going to do that. Ava, how hungry are you? Ollie,
I'm
how
hunger
hungry are
4.
you? Hunger 4. Okay. There's enough food left to bring you to 1 if Ollie doesn't feed.
I won't feed. I'm sitting. No, I've succeeded. I'm sitting exactly at hunger 2.
Okay. So you're good then.
Yeah, I
Crowley,
today.
you can't unless you eat. So Ava, you'll drain the rest to near death, but it'll bring you to 1 hunger.
Okay.
And with that, do you take the bodies with you? What do you plan on doing with them?
We're gonna take the bodies and just drop them at mine on the way.
And I was about to say, I'm taking the car straight to the Ivory Tower.
Well, we can go as a convoy because like mine is vaguely on the way. It's just a slight detour as we go up.
Sure.
Actually, no, my new place is above. So actually, yeah, I'm wrong. It's not on the way.
It's
I
north
forgot
of
I moved
town.
location.
Yep.
Okay, cool. That's I guess that's fine. We just have the extra car to contend with, I guess. But I guess we could leave it here because the rest of the vehicles match.
No, we can just drive convoy to the Ivory Tower. When we're done, I can take the bodies to mine. Yeah.
I'm delivering his ass tonight.
I agree. Coming with you.
Okay. So who drives with who? You're taking both cars. So who's in the van?
I'll drive the car.
Okay, you're gonna drive the car. Ava will stay in the car then.
I'll drive the van following the car convoy.
Ollie, van or car?
I will be between the Baron and the guy that I yeeted into the floor.
Okay, so you're gonna stay in the car because the Baron's gonna be in the car. Got it.
So then maybe Crowley rides with our newest.
I'll ride with the new guy. Yeah.
With the new guy, yeah.
Ventru is hanging out in the van. And he's company.
He like looks back and there's just 4 bodies there.
I was saying, like, the whole time they were being loaded in, he just wordlessly watched as you slid bodies in. He doesn't seem like would be his first time seeing bodies like this. Any conversation between the 3 of you in the car? Ollie, Dakota, and Ava? You have the Baron in the car with you as well, but he's staked and kind of pushed off to the side.
He can hear us though, right?
Oh yeah, he's aware. Being in torpor via stake means you're aware.
I'd probably lean in, get real uncomfortable close, and just say, "You shouldn't have shot my friend, idiot."
Somebody's in trouble.
I like adjust the window.
Yeah.
Oh, before we get moving, I'm just gonna break a chair leg, and I'm just gonna slide that in next to my stake and pull up my stake and reholster it.
Okay, yeah, you just want to make sure you have your stake, and so you just replace the wooden. That's fine.
Can't imagine I have much to say.
No, Ava will
I
say
turned the
good work.
radio on.
I was literally about to say, turn the radio on, and with just like some happy 70s tune or something, just quite upbeat.
Yep.
It's like
I love it.
sunshine.
As I say,
All
like the sunshine was like the turtles playing. We're so happy together.
And it's a very wonderful, if quiet, ride to the downtown. At this point, the Ivory Tower, still kind of at the final stages of its updated construction, looms over the rest of the city. Its bright lights changing colors every so often, bringing a sort of entertainment value to looking at the Ivory Tower now. And as you make your way up to the front area where you drive your cars up and the valets arrive, and you make a note to whoever's there that you need a bit more of a private entrance, you're directed to the back, where prisoners and the like are brought in. You're brought into the basement in that concrete area where Ollie, you recognize you being kept that one time, and he is haphazardly and nonchalantly thrown into a very similar cell. You're told, all 4 of you, to wait upstairs.
So I guess we do.
In the lobby, you all sit quietly. You're not sure when the Baron is brought or if he's ever brought. 2 hours will pass of this awkward silence before eventually the phone at the front desk rings and that very cheery young lady picks it up and answers with a smile. After a short conversation, she clicks the phone and looks up to the 4 of you. Miss Bella would like to see you now. Gestured to the back elevator. You walk and enter, and the doors slide open before they eventually slide shut. It's been refurbished. New floors have been added, and now you're brought to the 50th floor, much like last time, Dakota, you were here. As the doors roll open and personal security, as always, greets you, the doors swing open, into a much more luxurious and grand room, now much better decorated with paintings that are worth countless thousands and perhaps even low millions across the walls. Furniture, fancier and more expensive than you've seen. Red velvet and gold inlays, gorgeous pillows and throws, rugs that were imported from foreign countries, taste that she had not been able to afford before. She shows off grandly now. As you all walk in and the door is shut behind you, she waves as she always does, and the last of the pure personal security leaves, leaving the four of you and Bella alone. Her standing in front of the glass windows, though not looking out to the city, her back to it, looking to you. The city lights illuminating her gorgeous, sparkling green dress that, as always, hugs every curve of her perfectly. A glass of wine just filled in her left hand as she swirls it. Welcome. Thank you for coming to me on such short notice. I know you were kept waiting in the lobby for a few hours, and I appreciate that. As she strides forward and her heels clack with the tile floor, and she gently places the glass on the front desk, putting maybe only 2 feet between you and her. A job well done. All of you. So I would expect nothing less anymore. The Baron is in custody. He will be interrogated over the next few nights. See what we can get out of him, what the Anarchs are up to, and what the proper punishment should be. Unless, of course, he was acting rogue. We'll weigh that when we get there. As for your reward, she turns again and pulls the wine up, takes a sip and places it down. I believe the promise was a proper domain to call your very own. You will have the run of 8 blocks. Brighton Park. The lines will move. The Camarilla will put a stranglehold over the disputed section of the town. And the 4 of you will have your area to do with as you will. As always, with domains come the benefits of the law of domain. It is yours, the coteries as a whole, to do with as you please. Starting tonight. Is there anything else? Ollie raising his hand, she just gestures. We're not in school. Tonight is a night of celebration.
We were aided tonight. There was a 5th that helped in our endeavor.
I see. And who was this 5th? May we thank them as well?
He is a returning subject to Chicago. Some weeks prior, we assisted the Primogen Snitch in a personal mission, and we recovered a corpse that we discovered was a kindred. We brought them back, and some blood was given, and we nursed them back. They had come to fruition in full livelihood, if you will, tonight. And in an effort to put their best foot forward, and as a thanks, they offered to assist us.
It's a dangerous game the 4 of you played. Who knows?
We wanted to
end.
We recognized that it may have been an issue, and our hubris could have certainly landed us in hotter water.
Well, consider yourselves lucky that he was trustworthy, and that he didn't cause any Masquerade issues.
We'd like to present him here so that he can be made known.
On the next Elysium, bring him forward. He will be recognized and thanked properly in front of the council and all who matter. Until then, he is welcome to walk the streets of Chicago. I must have a name and clan.
Arnold Samuelson, a Ventru.
Arnold Samuelson, the Ventru. Please, pass along my personal gratitude. Anything else?
That is all from myself, my prince.
Rhonda will be sent and dispatched to your club, or rather your bar, within the next few nights to give you a proper tour of your new home, where your boundaries are and where exactly your domain lies. I look forward to see what you do with the place. The four of you still continue to surprise me when I think I've seen it all.
I've got one thing.
Please, Crowley, speak your piece.
I'm new to these kind of political situations, so I think this is right to ask. I would like to venture out of the city to pursue something east of here.
Leaving Chicago is your own choice. You're not trapped here.
Okay, thank you.
May I ask why?
Unfinished business with the party who took out the Giovanni.
Understood. Anything more? Then the four of you are dismissed. Congratulations again. Celebrate tonight. It is deserved. The four of you quietly step away into the elevator and out the front door.
Yes.
Oh, okay,
At
that
least-
was good.
At least I like well.
Is there a sigh as you break
Yeah,
free?
there's-
from
I-
the
like
We
a
don't
elevator?
need,
audible
yeah, like we
breath.
don't need to sigh, but we sigh anyway. we just breathe anyway, even though we
We
don't
will
have
blush
to.
of life specifically for one sigh.
Yeah.
Worth it.
Well, that went very, very well. Good work. Good work, everybody.
What's... Yeah,
Applause.
it seems good, but I hate to throw a rock in the cogwheel here, but what do you think they're going to get out of the Baron? He's caught, and he thinks he's dead. He's going to rat on everything. So what can he pick up? What can they pick up on us?
He knows you've got a ghoul called Grant, probably.
Maybe.
Is there much else
Never-
that he knows about us?
Needles.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that maybe we let Needles stay.
Yeah, that's what we agree with
Church.
Needles.
We did.
And I have a feeling they're more interested in the Anarchs and what he knows about them.
Yeah, she didn't just
Yeah.
want the territory, she wanted to knock him over a bit more.
Yes. I think we should be okay.
Fingers crossed.
And I appreciate the help, Dakota.
Oh, I hope it does help.
I had a word with the Witch of the Yards. She said she can track my daughter for me. She said she's east of here, out of the sea.
East.
I don't know. East is all I know.
You're not proposing you're gonna leave.
Gotta find her. My fault she ended up like this.
Well,
You're just going to get in your van and head east.
we can go with you. We did promise to help.
Yeah, but you've got stuff to do. And you've got your own lives to live and your own choices to make.
Kind of looking a little bit more obviously Ava there.
And you've got your own people who depend on you. I mean, Grant's vulnerable right now. I'm not gonna go take on Layla. I'm not gonna take on her gang or whoever she's got with her. She's obviously tough if she can take out the Giovanni, walk around Chicago with no problems. But I do need to find my daughter.
Back, right?
Got nowhere else to go.
Well, fuck it. If it's your last night and we just got the Baron, let's go piss on a street corner and have a drink, you know? I know for a fact there is a jukebox that has not been turned on in months. It feels like.
I might not be going tonight, but it'll be very soon. As soon as the witch gives me, I don't know, whatever a witch gives you.
Well, you heard the prince. We're supposed to enjoy ourselves.
You know what, that jukebox sounds like a real good idea.
As you say that, you pull back into the bar. Car turns off, make your way into the main room, and the jukebox roars to life after a little bit of settling down. The venturer does not particularly enjoy any of the music and leaves for the evening, going to the refrigerator, spending it there.
This poor guy.
And we see the coterie enjoy themselves for a while before the night comes to a close and all must go home. And the camera follows Ava on her way home back to where she stays. Does she stay in the ivory tower? Does she stay elsewhere? She does have her suite, of course.
She probably would stay. She'd probably stay at the ivory tower.
Okay. Making your way to your penthouse suite up on the 30th floor. Double the size it once was. Lavished in gorgeous art and photos that you've taken from your past. You're not alone. As you step in, sitting on the couch in a gorgeous emerald green dress sparkling, is Bella. Miss Heloise, it's good to see you. I apologize for intruding.
Oh, not at all, Prince. You can intrude wherever you need to. I'm just surprised to see you here.
Yes, it was unexpected. I was surprised when the Baron was brought before me this evening. Pleasant surprises all around, I hope.
Of course.
Would you like something to drink?
No, I'm quite all right, actually. Thank you, though.
Then, would you mind going for a walk with me?
Of course. I couldn't say no to you.
That's a good girl. And she stands with her wine, hands you a glass, and they stride out into an elevator. And you begin going up to the 50th floor. She turns to you in the elevator as it slowly climbs. Do you remember our history lesson, Miss Heloise?
Oh, it's been a few weeks, but yes, I remember.
You remember the rewards that come to a willing servant and all the great things Otai had laid before him. You've done well. Exceptionally so. I have another question for you, though. This one less of a history lesson and more of a philosophical one, if you'd amuse me. And as he says that, she says that the doors ding open, they slide, and there's no guards here. The doors are just open into her suite. And you walk in as the door shuts behind you. Why do you think kindred lie?
The same reason that kind lie.
And what is that reason?
Ava.
Don't overthink it, dear girl.
Ava looks at her very confused. To get away with something.
Yes. Good job. Control. When you lie, you have control of the narrative. And if you have control of the narrative, you have control of the next steps. Ideally, you maintain that control all the way down. All kindred lie, Ava. I have a feeling lies pour forth from your lips every night. Even one like Ollie has to tell a fib every now and again to get by. Lies are necessary if unpleasant. But they're useful. I say this because, Ava, I don't wish to lie to you any longer. The lies have served me well, and have put you in a place that has seen you flourish, if you stumbled a few times along the way. But you've been rescued, of course. And so I wish to tell you the truth, and offer you a reward. She steps behind the desk. She reaches into a drawer and she pulls a remote and she presses a button. And the windows all begin to get very, very dark. And eventually you can no longer see the city beyond them. The lights begin to dim. You can only barely see her silhouette. And behind her, eternal nothingness. And that darkness gets deeper somehow. Like you can see into it as it expands across the windows and spreads to the very corners of the ceiling and wall before they stop short to where any light might actually be. Her silhouette does not move. You cannot see details on her. You can hear nothing. Eventually, though, you hear a pained scream. A familiar voice. Through the inky mess, you see faces screaming by, but one stays. Saito. There you watch as his pained expression elongates, his jaw almost unhinged. Nothing but screaming for help fills this room. It echoes like a microphone. And eventually the face sinks in again, and more nameless faces pass by before Camille stops. There, you can see her screaming as well. But you're the one that diablerized her. Why? It makes no sense. She's looking to you, begging you for help. Her face dissipates. More scream. And one last face locks. Eyes that you haven't looked into in a long time. One that your brain puts blue to, because that's the color of his eyes. Without his glasses, Zach sits before you, not screaming, not begging for help, but with tears clearly rolling down his face before it sinks in again. The shadow dissipates behind her. The lights come on, and Bella looks to you with a smile. Not everybody is gone.
What do you mean? What is this?
The truth, dear girl. The truth. What would happen if you knew that they still survive? If you had known from the very beginning that your brother, a part of him, a piece of him still existed, would you have worked with me? I hesitate to say yes, and I'd rather you not lie.
Yes, of course.
You would have. I find that funny and hard to believe. Perhaps it's my own assumptions, my own paranoia biting me in the ass.
He's my brother.
Was your
I love
brother.
him.
He's no longer with us.
So what was that? What do you mean he's could be still with us?
Not directly. The piece of him, a little of his soul that remained, sits in a limbo.
And Saito and Camille
as well.
Where are they?
Nowhere you can access, dear girl. But I did say this was a reward, did I not? An Otai, as a willing servant, who handed himself over by his own accord, got everything he ever wanted. I could give you Zach back.
you can give him back.
Return him to this plane.
Will it be him?
It will.
I know how.
There is a single kindred in the city who can cross the barrier. He was allowed into the city because of us. Think on it.
Have you done this before?
I don't need your answer now. Go home. Rest. You've done wonderfully, my sweet flower, and I am oh so very proud of you. The double doors open before she can say anything, and she walks to another room where the door shuts and security comes in, escorts you to an elevator. As we watch Ava stand and turn, a baffled look on her face, the elevator doors rolls shut, and with it, the camera cuts. And we return next week.
Oh my god. Well, that was
We'll
a
be
bomb
returning
dropped.
next week then. Yeah.
Okay, then.
Nothing happened there. I guess we're going to talk about something in an after show. Right. Okay, let's go through our announcements real quick.
Oh my god.
Everyone in chat, I'm sure we will be having many words in the Discord very shortly. But firstly, thank you for those gift subs right there. Today's sport was Caldy. Caldy, thank you very much. You picked one. Dungeon World one-shot character sheets are now out. It is September. And of course, we have our announcement for Good Strong Hands, which is gonna be taking place in a little over a week, which will be a one-shot, which is sponsored. Thanks very much to our good friend Craig. So that'll be a Kickstarter for Good Strong Hands. Death Becomes You, featuring Josh, Maggie, Craig, Tracy, and Trooper. So look out for that. The times and stuff should be on screen. You know, if it wanted to do that. No, it doesn't want to do that. Fine. You know, really helped me. Good job. Oh, there we go. Right. Boop. There you go. And that'll be on the 27th September at 2:30 p.m. BST, 6:30 a.m. PDT. Make sure that is in your diaries, because that is a slightly different time, so please bear that in mind. But look forward to that. It's a dark and whimsical fantasy RPG that has been set up, so all kinds of fun. Right. Other than that, we're going to go round everyone. Let's start off with the most shell-shocked of everyone. Tracy, who are you? What do you do? Where we find you?
That's a appropriate description for right now. Yes. Hi, I'm Tracy, Miss Magitech. You can find me everywhere at Miss Magitech on the internets. I stream sometimes. I play a lot of TTRPGs all over the internet, so feel free to follow me and check out when I'm live. Yeah, that's me.
Okay. Everyone's favorite puppy.
Wolf.
Dakota Rain, Little Red Dot. What about you?
Hi, friends. I'm Little Red Dot. You can find me online, making podcasts, doing streams, playing a lot of TTRPG. Go find me pretty much everywhere as Little Red Dot.
Okay. Everyone's favorite Invisible Boy. Oliver Hopkins. Bubba, what about you? You're muted, but it's very good lip syncing.
Hi, I'm also the Little Red Dot. Go support my Twitch and sub to me, because I'm awesome and I like putting on cool shows and stuff.
Pew pew.
I mean, if you like that bub guy, he's all right, I guess. Like, you can go check out things he's doing.
If it means anything, I've heard the Little Red Dot likes the bub guy.
Yeah, well,
They're good friends.
Hey, that's kind. But yeah, I'm just Bub everywhere. Just look for the Bub or Not. You'll find me attached to lots of projects, way more to come, and who knows what else, you know? Yeah, just do the thing.
What about our illustrious storyteller, Maths Games?
You're getting like sleepier and sleepier over there. Hello, everybody. I'm Mathis. You can find me everywhere as Mathis. doing RPG stuff, doing podcasting stuff over at Illuminati, doing Crusader Kings 3 stuff on the channel.
Oh,
You
yeah.
find me pretty much everywhere. Which
Okay.
leads us with our quietest person.
Hi, I'm Enter Elysium. You can find me at twitch.tv/Enter Elysium, where I'm playing a lot of Crusader Kings. I was recently playing the Princess of Darkness mod as Zack, and I'm now head of House Tremere. That's the thing in 1230. So, you know, all kinds of fun. I'm also 4th gen. I ate a lot of people. A lot of people. So I've got...
Smorgasbord.
Yeah, I've got literally like the top level in half the disciplines now. It's ridiculous. Luckily, we've not got a Masquerade in House Tremere in the States, so that's not a problem. And they all voted for me. I did blackmail everyone, but they voted for me. Anyway, you can also find me over on youtube.com/Enter Elysium. Videos, mostly Crusader Kings, but there'll be some other stuff coming in the next week or so. Hopefully you enjoy that. That said and done, I'm going to look at the tips for today, but we'll be going to an after show. And then I probably will be hanging out in the Discord chat for a little while afterwards, because I want to get people's shocked faces, because, you know, I want the shocked Pika faces. All right, let's come on, load. It'll load any second now. So what about that little red dot, right? She's cool. She's a dot. She's little.
Yo,
She's
I'm
red.
really loving this. Can we do this every Saturday for
Yeah,
We all just pick someone every week and we just shout
We
out
just
that
pump
person
them
every
the fuck
time.
up, yeah.
Today there were no tips. There we go. Easily done. Right. Okay. With that said and done, remember that we do have the last ditch tomorrow. I know it was a one shot last week because there was illnesses and stuff, but last ditch will be tomorrow, which means that there is going to be some interesting stuff, considering that I'm the commander of that campaign and I just sent them to fight a Tyranid horde and actually take ground back from it. So that'll be fine. I'm sure there'll be no consequences. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, may the dice roll over in your favor. And also remember that even if you are dead, ghosts are still a thing. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, friends.